1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What's going on, Schematic? What's good? What's good? It's just me and you right now. Oh, got 5 watching. All right. Starting to file on in. 11 watching. The like button is to your left. Please press it upon entering. The like button is to your left. Please press it upon entering. If you like BGS, press the like button. If you hate BGS, press the down button. The like button is to your left. Please press it upon entering. Appreciate it, Schematic. All right. Well, while we're waiting for people to come on in, what do you guys want to talk about? Simply Deep, what's going on? I'm honored. Uh, my problem child. What did you think about? Did you get the chance to look at the video I put up from Master Yao? Or did you get a chance to look at Sophie's Choice Classic Ruby? All right, what's happening? So what do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, she listens. I get emails from her, but she's in school and I think she has a job, so she's busy. And plus, it's 8 hours ahead, so she's probably asleep. Okay, okay. Mission Impossible Fallout is great. All right. No, it's okay. It's in conjunction with the last hangout. That's how come I suggested it in case we decide to talk about it. If you look it up, it's actually on YouTube. If you look it up and look up just the clip where she had to make her choice. Hope he doesn't take yours. Well, you teach him everything he knows. You won't teach him everything you know. Sophie's Choice. Yeah, look up the clip. It's like a 5-minute clip. Because I looked at it because I actually spent time today refreshing, actually looking at it again. Sophie's Choice. Let me see if I can find the clip and paste it in real quick. Actually, yeah, Meryl Streep won the Academy Award for it. Uh, Brexit is coming. No, I didn't see it on the cover. I remember I'm not in New York. Well, I don't read the New Yorker very often, so I didn't see it on the cover. Brexit is the British exit from the European Union. Where you been, Craig? Sergeant Char, what's going on? Hopefully, your all your birthday festivities are over and we're back to normal. Tierra Blue, what's happening? But that's the link for the choice scene. And the choice scene comes right at the end, really. So basically, it's almost like a 2.5 hour movie, and this is the climax. So this is the climax because a lot of what went on about her hiding her past or pretending to hide her past and why she was with the guy that she was with and how come um, she allowed him to abuse her is deeply embedded into the choice that she made, which is goes with what we went talked about with Black Wizard and his wife. The choice, the reason you choose to have a mate, and sometimes it's for like universal karma, sometimes it's personal karma, something that went on in your life that you're trying to correct. A few more birthday meetings. All right. Hey, couldn't happen to a nicer person. Kumbaya. uh, you guys are at it already. You're getting a reading. Oh, okay, for the first time. Okay. What kind of reading? Astrology or just palm or what? Crystal ball? What kind of reading? What up, Nolans girl? Or should have said Nolans gal. We're gone. BJ, what's up? Every night, what's going on? Yeah, but I put the link for the clip, Sophie's Choice clip. It's about 5 minutes long. I think everybody's checked out the. Oh, now you're gonna play me. You gonna play me? You gonna play me though? Oh, she does cards and charts. Okay, tarot cards. Love and companion. Nobody's sure of love and companionship. The last reading I had about love and companionship is about 3 or 4 years, yeah, maybe 5 years ago. She told me I need to find somebody that matches me. She said you need to find your match because you never. She said I never did, which is true. It's just true. I've never found a woman that matches me. nah, nah. For true, Cass, you don't love me no more, girl. Yeah, well, yeah, it's something I already knew as far as the reading. It's not too late. To find a woman that matches me, uh, it's probably pretty near impossible. Lone wolves travel light. Hey, it is what it is. Probably, I'm sure there probably is one somewhere, but it's very difficult. She doesn't say I'm gonna need two cats. Okay, well, I hope so. I hope not. It's kind of you're kind of young to be a cat lady. Usually you have to have several readings. You try to find a person in their specialty. So in other words, tarot, astrology, and whatever, and then palm, and then see where they all match because they're all going to see something you're looking at the same problem from different angles. So you try to see where the core is, where they all match. And a lot of times, what we need is not what we want. And that's the battle. Universe will always send you what you need. The thing is, do you want it or not? And that's human beings because that's where choice comes in. Because I got the girl whom I needed. I had the girl that I needed per se when I was in high school. I could have got her and been done as far as what I needed. I just didn't want her at the time. Well, cats, that stuff happens all the time. It's kind of, just like being in any big city. Somebody getting stabbed or somebody getting shot, that happens all the time. You just don't hear about it. In Los Angeles, it happens in a big city. Normally not on freeway, uh, not on freeway, but not in a subway where there's cameras. It normally doesn't happen. But what was it in Google in San Francisco where the chick came in off the street and shot up 10 Google employees? It happens. Oh, I grew up in the hood, baby. You don't have to worry about it. My hood instincts are good. I've dodged a couple of bullets in my time. About Neil Wilson, there's nothing you can do about crazy people that are nuts. Thing is that they caught him and he's off the streets. So nothing you can do about that. Just hope it's not your time when it happens. No, I haven't heard that one. Um, what did the family do? Because, well, I tell you what, it's my daughter or somebody, her uncle raping somebody, motherfucker wouldn't live that long. So, who you hang around, who your family hangs around, they tolerate that shit. So, in our family, we never tolerated that shit. Don't happen. Oh, well, baby, you live in New York City. What you gonna do? And they're not. All of them are not homeless. Well, yeah, some of the all the mentally ill are not homeless. You live in a hell. Shoot, anybody can stab you. NYC. If they didn't, okay, if okay, Nisha, there's a component. There is a component. Did they have a relationship before? Then the police, a chick yelling rape on video, and the police did nothing. I doubt that seriously. Chick people are making up stuff and arresting people, so I doubt seriously that somebody's gonna attempt to rape somebody or get raped. There's no such thing as getting raped by it, and her telling them to get off. Either they have a relationship. It doesn't matter whether it's a video, baby. Ain't no police force worth its salt nowadays in any state or city is gonna have a videotape of some woman getting raped and not do shit about it. It's not gonna happen. And if that's gonna happen, then you need to go check with your feminists and see what they're doing about it. Well, well, how about the one? How about the girl herself? If the friend has a video, how come she didn't take it to the police? Having sex with a baby. Well, if he had sex with a baby and it's on video, then he should be behind bars. A baby doll. Okay. And when you guys say with a baby, why don't you guys put baby doll in it? Having sex with a baby doll is weird, but it's not illegal. Well, if you're that worried about it, tool up. Go take a screamer training, learn how to use a knife. Or if you don't have any screamer training, learn how to take a screamer training, learn how to fight with sticks, carry you a cane, and carry you a knife. You don't have to be a victim. If you're afraid, if you live in a war zone, you're afraid of being a casualty, learn how to fight. Uh, uh who knows whether it's going to get Rick and Morty canceled? They could probably do it on. They could probably make as much money online with Rick and Morty if they do cancel it. They can make it online and probably make as much money online as they do uh, in cable. No, go to the Filipino Asian section, look up Extrema, get you a knife and get you a cane and learn how to use a knife and learn how to use a baton. Use your cane as a baton. Somebody's got a knife. The best defense against a knife is a cane, is a baton. In fact, I'm got to start practicing the screamer again because if I move to a third world country, they don't have a lot of guns, but they have a lot of machetes. And the best defensive against a machete, if you don't have one yourself, is a metal baton. Get you a nice 4 foot metal baton. You can do some damage. Rick and Morty will be back. Did they cancel Rick and Morty? Why would he videotape himself having sex with a doll, with a baby doll? People are going off the rails. Oh, season. I haven't even seen season 1. I have to catch up on my books first, though. Man, I got so many books. Just ordered another one, so actually ordered 2 more. I got them falling so far behind. I don't think it's that big of a joke. He's not that stupid. White people do some weird things, but they say it's a joke. White folks have a very strange sense of sexuality. So they say it's a joke, but white people have a very strange sense of sexuality. Oh, okay. All 3 seasons. Okay. White folks have a very odd sense of humor, and a lot of their humor is not just like black folks. A lot of our humor is actually, um, the reason it's funny is because it's true. It's true to us. So when white folks tell a joke, we don't get it because it's not true for us, but it's true for them. That's like, I mean, unless you really know white people, you don't. A lot of their jokes you don't get. Hey, DJ Fish Grease. I'm happy for you. I'm glad for you, baby, because the only person to get as much hate mail as I do is Kendra. Kendra had people walking around with third-degree burns, boy, and they be looking for her. Malika, appreciate it. You see all this Char Willie, you need to get your paperwork done, baby. Although, I thought I thought I was gonna have to go through a Ramadan fast or something, baby. It's been so long since you put anything up. I was hungry. Said, said, I taught her, woman, you better get in that doggone kitchen and cook. What's wrong with you? Seinfeld and Friends are funny if you understand the humor. It's up to you, baby. I mean, it's on you. Char, did you get a chance to glance at Sophie's Choice by any chance? I was hungry. I said, wait a minute. Where is it? I said, I ain't give no appetizer. Oh, okay. Charles Faulkner the third is gonna be what, 11 or 12 tomorrow, Charles. Oh, Stifled. Really? Oh, well, because you didn't see All in the Family. If you understand All in the Family and Archie Bunker, then you understand Stifled. Oh, Seinfeld. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really want to talk about it because I didn't want to ruin the surprise at the end. Oh, okay. All his friends are here. Okay. 11 is a good age, boy. 11 is a real good age. That's the age. That's your last year of innocence, I think, because after that you start liking women, start liking girls, and then it's downhill from there. If you understand white people, Well, if you, yeah, well, yeah, I thought she said stifled. Was it like Archie Bunker used to tell Edith to stifle herself, but she meant Seinfeld. Seinfeld. But Seinfeld reminds me of all the corny jokes that the white boys used to tell me. It's like you get it, you understand what they're talking about. It's like you didn't like the ending to what, cats? It is purely white humor, but the thing is, you have to you have to really know white people to get their jokes. Yo, the Soup Nazi was actually pretty good. We can understand. Everybody can understand the Soup Nazi. Or what's his name? Kramer washing, basically uh, soaking his vegetables while he's in the shower. I used to hate birthday licks. Or the episode where they had the Bizarro Seinfeld and they had their opposites. They met their Bizarro opposites. Kirby Enthusiasm. Yeah, this you without the laugh track, you really have to get into it. I mean, you have to really follow it to really get it because Kirby Enthusiasm is really dry. Kirby Enthusiasm was really what Issa Rae and Insecure tried to base what they did off of. Really situational and dry humor. Seinfeld is pretty. I like Seinfeld. Its stand up is not bad. SNL is a little bit more diverse, just like Second City is a little bit more diverse. So it's kind of it's like middle of the road. It's not pure white humor. Seinfeld is really really white humor. Seinfeld and Friends are white humor. Yeah, I mean, that is Parks and Recreation. They're all about the same thing. Where it's really really situational white humor and it's dry. Well, yeah, it has to be New York real, otherwise that's the other thing why it was kind of dry is because you being in New York, there was a lot of New York City jokes that were in it, and a lot of people didn't get them because they were New York City jokes. Well, Jamie Foxx is not white humor, so Seinfeld was the actually Seinfeld was created supposed to be the opposite of Living Color, which they killed in Living Color uh, way too soon, and Seinfeld kept going, but in Living Color was much 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 funnier. But in Living Color, in Living Color really pushed the envelope as far as being funny. A lot of black comedy shows still use a lot of stuff that in Living Color actually came up with. Married with Children was middle of the road. It was kind of like Universal. So a lot of because they didn't have a lot of white jokes, they had a lot of family jokes. Every man could understand Al Bundy, and women could kind of understand Peg. Well, yeah, they kicked the Wayans off. Well, they wouldn't give him any money, and Fox wanted to kill In Living Color anyway. Hey, yerp. In Living Color is actually classic. A lot of their skits are classic. See, Al Bundy was the man. See, it was universal. Uh, so it wasn't really a completely white show. Like Friends and Seinfeld were actually very very white. You weren't allowed to watch. Well, you were real young, Bronze. You're kind of small, so I guess I could. Witness the might, the Mad Titan in the house. I actually like Frasier. Frasier and what was it? Cheers are actually pretty funny. It was more universal. Frasier was you have to be a little bit highbrow to really get Frasier, but I like Frasier. Yeah, but Al Bundy was the everyman, the every man, married man, and that had kids and was unhappy. He was the every married man that was stuck. Yeah, yeah. What talking about Friends? Yeah, a little bit. Nah, Cheers had its moments. Yeah, of course it's gonna be white. Of course, Frasier's gonna be white, but it's a little bit more universal. I mean, it's not too white. Yeah, Frasier's kind of little bit more highbrow, a little bit more snobbish. Hey, Bridget, what's going on? Taxi was the predecessor to Cheers, and Taxi was basically Cheers before Cheers. They were basically almost the same show. Taxi had its moments. Full House, that was a little bit too grown for Full House when it came on. Full House was basically a kids show. Well, the thing is, Brady Bunch, Brady Bunch was more for kids in that era. If you're not, Brady Bunch is about an era. So if you weren't in that era, you wouldn't understand the Brady Bunch. Brady Bunch was when I was a kid, so it's kind of dated. Almost like Gilligan's Island's kind of dated. You had to be in that era. Oh, everything. Hey, I heard that, Bridget. Oh, Night Court. Night Court was funny. Night Court was very funny. How I Met Your Mother. Didn't see that one. Roseanne was it was white trash. You're right. Roseanne was white trash. Roseanne and the Beverly Hillbillies. There's a few others. Well, I didn't watch Full House because it was too. I mean, it's for kids. Unreasonable Man, appreciate it. And Monique said Ron isn't racist at all. Okay, I don't get the. Yeah, well, Leave It Beaver. Yeah, Leave It Beaver was funny if you're a kid. It's kind of corny though. I think I like I Dream of Jeannie better than Bewitched. How do you love Cheers at 4 years old? How can you understand Cheers at 4 years old? Yeah, you wanted her outfit. I wanted her. Barbara Eaton was a fine white girl. I have to give her credit. That was a fine white girl. Oh, Roseanne is not a racist. Roseanne is a racist. Well, I didn't watch much of Roseanne's show because I didn't like it very much. When you watch it, you will be moved. Yeah. I wanted to dive in that bottle and jump on Jeannie's bones. You know what? That's the Golden Girl. You know what? I understand the Golden Girls, but I wasn't that fond of them. But my mother loves them. My whole family loves the Golden Girls except me. Oh yeah. I would have jumped Jeannie's bones in a heartbeat. Hey, birthday girl, what's going on?
Hey there, how are you?
I am good. Let's see what else we got. Now we talk about comedies. Spartacus is hard. What is Spartacus a comedy? Oh yeah. Kendra did smoke folks on a lot of butthurt people with the last one Kendra did. They did not like that. I said, let me put this up right away.
It was really powerful.
Yeah, it was.
It was really powerful. And what made me think about one thing that was talked about is how customer service, you give
Mm-hmm.
good customer service, so that's what the CEO wants.
Mm-hmm.
But the person is working at a very low wage. And I noticed that a long time ago. I said, that's the weirdest thing, especially people who handle money. I'm like, why would you give them less?
Jervis, I haven't seen The Prisoner. And if you talk about the original Prisoner, I haven't seen it in so long. It's hard for me to tell you what I liked about it because it was high. It was really high science fiction back then when it first came on. So I couldn't give you an honest assessment of it because I was a little kid when it first came out. So I couldn't really tell you. It was a weird show when I first saw it. Okay, so it was really way over my head because I think I was like maybe 7 or 8 years old when it came out. So it was really way over my head. I probably have to go back and look at it again, but it's ahead of its time. But go ahead, Char.
I was just saying that I noticed a long time ago that people that handle money, it
Mm-hmm.
seemed like they have the lowest of wages, and I never understood that. The cashiers, and I just never understood that.
Mm. Well, that is basically an entry level job. The hardest part is, the entry job is doing what is work cashier and handling and working with the public. So you have to allow for slippage and whatnot.
I don't know. That just doesn't compute to me because what I've noticed back when our wages were in Illinois,
Mm-hmm.
5.75,
Mm-hmm.
and they're handling lots of money. I
Mm-hmm.
just I just looked and like, wow, and you can see that a lot of those people were in need. And I'm like, the temptation has to be there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way they're going to live off of 5.75 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I just always thought of that.
That's why you allow for slippage and you have as much oversight as you can. Who's that a picture of you of Bridget? Is that you or who is that a picture of?
That's me.
That's you? Okay.
Is that bad?
No, no, no. I was
Hello,
just
hello.
curious. No, it's actually a good picture. So I'm just
Hey.
curious.
How's everyone doing?
Cats, what's happening?
Cool, cool.
Not much.
You and your okra eating self.
I told her not to do it, but she couldn't help
Hmm.
herself.
When you
Well,
die,
I wasn't gonna.
when you die, I'm gonna dance. Okay.
Oh, oh, really? No, I wasn't gonna do it when Shar told me not to do it, but then you answered me, so it was too late. So I was all like, well,
You could have resisted the temptation.
Uh-oh.
You know you couldn't resist it, could you? Come on. Yeah. See, she pretends like she's the nice, sweet little thing. See, one of the days I'm gonna fly to New Orleans. I'm gonna pick the locks. I'm gonna go in that closet. I'm gonna read all her diaries,
no.
and then you're gonna know who the real Cats really is.
Oh.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
No comment.
mm-hmm. Just what I thought. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All because of some okra.
Yeah, of course. And you made sure you in here. Guess what I'm
Yes.
eating? Guess what I'm eating? I said heifer.
Oh man.
I wish I was Thanos. If we had the gauntlet glove for like 2 seconds, every okra plant would die, just vanish off the face of the earth.
Well, what about those of us who like okra?
You want to join the okra in oblivion?
Uh,
Your
I
past.
can't believe he remembered that thing verbatim too,
What's
because I
that?
sure did say, "Yo, BGS, you in here?"
Hmm. I thought you was curious about something. He's gonna tell me about some slimy ass okra. They see you with bacon, would make it even more slimy.
It
Hmm.
was good
I
too.
know. I know it went down easy
Mhm.
because all that slime was on it.
I
Like
hate okra.
like eating
Oh
raw.
my
It's like
god!
eating raw snails. Ugh, I'd rather eat raw snails than
It
okra.
looks like snot.
It is not.
It is not.
Wait a minute. I don't drink beer, and I always tell people, well, I used to tell people it looked like pee and probably tastes like pee. And it was like, well, how you know? I was like, okay, let me just stop saying it tastes like pee.
Well, now I can agree with you about the beer. I don't like beer either. Um. So yeah, but I don't see how that correlates with okra though.
Okay.
And y'all don't even like it fried because it's not slimy when it's fried.
Yeah, once your diet when your saliva hits it and diet starts to digest it, and guess what comes back with it?
Hmm. Okay.
All it is, then you get fried slime, which is doubly bad.
Might as well eat pig feet and chitlins.
Oh
Oh
God.
no, I don't eat that. No, no.
I tell you, I would do chitlins before I do okra.
Um, I respectfully disagree.
Well, see, you would. You see, they're both crap foods. I don't know what the difference is.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh yeah, she can cut me. She can cut me twice if I read her diaries.
Cats
It was your kill.
forbidden.
Yes, your kill. Yeah. She cut me twice because the cat will be out of the bag once I read them. Then I'm gonna sit back and analyze her. Mm-hmm. Oh, she grew up like this. This is what she thought about when she was a little girl. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then
Then
I'm gonna
I'll
call off. Then I'm
your
gonna call
house
Charles.
and read your diary.
Huh?
I said I'll sneak to your house and read your diaries.
I don't have any.
You probably don't have any.
I don't have any.
Well,
I cannot keep a journal to save my life.
oh, why
I,
not?
I don't know. It doesn't interest me because I tried many times to keep them and I do it for about a week and then I forget about it. Everybody should keep a journal though.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I'm guilty. I
Oh,
don't.
okay. Well, yeah. Some people have things to hide.
I don't keep one because I know, like, when I was younger, my sister, I used to go through hers, so I figured she might go through mine. So
Hmm. Like I said, some people have things to hide.
Mm.
maybe.
Mhm. Ain't catching
You
me in there.
know,
Ain't gonna catch me with the written paper. That's gonna get
well, you know
buried.
what?
Yes,
If
yes,
my
ma'am.
folks found a diary of mine from like high school or anything, they sure didn't say anything about it. So I guess it was nothing to get me in too much trouble.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about. See, you one of them nice girls, okay? Nice. When I say nice in quotes.
Oh, oh, that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Man.
good to journal, to keep some things. And you
Yeah.
can always write in code.
Hmm. What was in your journals in high school, cats?
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. Come on, come on. Uh, uh. Since you're a really good girl, what's in your journal should be okay, right? Should be no big deal, right?
Hmm.
Hmm. Now that's the means what can I leave out? What can I put in? What do I need to leave out? Because she's editing right now. You know how you get the CIA sends you your FBI sends you your file, and you see all these black redaction marks. He's
Hmm.
redacting right now. Okay, can't put that in. Oh hell no. Statute of limitations is not over on that one yet. Let me keep that one secret.
Okay. Well, I guess I could start with one time I might have accidentally hit the neighbor's car with
What a rock?
my car,
Ah, it
and
happens. Okay. And you.
when my parents asked about it,
Mm-hmm.
I lied. It was like
Oh,
that was not
okay. Every kid does that at some point.
okay.
You're not a kid. You're not a real kid unless you do some stuff that you have to lie about.
Um, in high school, I guess what was it? The 10th grade,
Mm-hmm.
our school trip to New York.
Mm-hmm.
I might have done something with a guy that my parents didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well,
but I'm not gonna repeat it here.
okay. Well, went a little further than we need to talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I rest my case. Those are your nice. I like nice girls.
Okay.
I like nice girls.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I
Why?
know. Because I know. Because everybody thinks they're nice, but I know different.
Mm.
You know you have to have that open sesame word. If you got that open sesame word,
Okay, Anel, I'm not gonna try to snitch on myself anymore.
I like nice girls. If I was if I didn't have morals, I'd corrupt as many nice girls as I could.
Oh, dang, that's messed up,
I don't,
BGS.
but I'm not that kind of guy. So I ain't that kind of guy. Cause
Hmm.
I know the guys in the panel probably know. There's always a point when you're talking to a woman. If you just say this particular phrase, this particular way, she gonna swallow it, hook, line, and sinker. But you're gonna feel bad about it because she wants you to say it.
Okay.
There's always something. A woman will always really, if you really listen. Most guys don't listen. If you really listen to a woman, she will actually guide you into what she really wants to hear because she wants to hear it from you. If she's interested in you, she really wants you to say certain things, and she will kind of steer you in that direction. And if you're smart enough, you'll know exactly what to say to her because she's gonna let you know. And, she's not gonna let you know
See,
implicitly, but
to a
I'm saying,
nice girl.
say what? Say what?
To a nice girl to even have morals.
Yeah, yeah, cause I know how to be a nice guy. I know how to listen.
Hmm.
If you're a nice guy, you know how to listen. That's what I call it. That's what I call it. I call it beta game.
Mm. Okay.
And you well, this is not a men's panel, but the easiest way to get a nice girl is because most guys you want to like my esteemed friend of mine, she says you have to stroke the mind before you stroke the behind. With a nice girl, that's doubly true. The thing is, you want to really get into her head and really get her emotionally attached, and that takes a minute. But once that is concerned, once that it is, and then what you do is in beta game is kind of pull back because she's going to get addicted to your emotional attention, and you kind of pull back, and you pull back far enough. Eventually, she's going to just like pulling back bait. Eventually, she's going to just snap onto it because she doesn't want you to leave, so she's willing to whatever. But that's beta game. That's a woman's Achilles heel, which is her emotions. Most guys don't use it.
And you talk too much.
Er?
Yeah, that's true though.
Well, a lot of nice girls, a lot of nice girls don't let them attach. And I tell guys that, if you really, if she's a nice girl and you're really not serious about her, man, don't lead her down the path. Don't make her attach because you're gonna really have. Well, actually, if the most vindictive person is a nice girl that you allow to attach and you don't follow through. Talk about rocks through your window or being on. And all of a sudden, you could turn a nice girl into a ratchet man in like 90 seconds if you do that kind of stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she be putting slashing your tires and breaking your windows and crying on your let me in.
Yeah.
Calling you on the phone and sending you texts every 2 minutes and stuff like that. What's wrong with you? So that's not very nice. So I said that's not, especially if she's young. You really don't want to do it.
Sounds
Nice.
like a very emotionally unstable girl. She's texting every 2 minutes and
you can make her
trashing stuff.
if you really get to a woman's emotional core, you can make a very stable woman emotionally unstable.
Dang.
I could agree to that part.
Well, do share.
I'm not about to share, but I can agree.
So it's in other words, you in the back pew with your hand up. I got a witness, huh?
I got a witness.
All right, okay.
I haven't done anything yet.
So you're saying you've never been on that side of the fence?
Very close.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. It's not a pretty sight.
No.
It's not a pretty sight, especially if it's done well. So how old was I? I had my baby mom. She was 22, and after her, then my next girl, she was 25, and after that, I didn't mess with any women under 30. I didn't want to go through that shit no more. So woman had to be mature enough to kind of handle it, enough experience to handle it. Somebody 18, 19, 20, you run that beta game on them, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble. So, the biggest fear for most women is not a player or a thug or pimp or anybody like that, because they choose them. They choose them because those are the people who those people are who they are. You can see them. Okay, you can make that decision. This is what they do. This is how they get down. Blah blah blah. I know what the game is. So if I deal with this person, I know what I'm getting into. But beta game is literally a wolf in sheep's clothing. And
Okay.
and basically they be petting the little sheep and feeding the little lamb, or they think is a little lamb. All of a sudden that you know that the lamb gets what he wants, and all of a sudden the sheep's clothing comes out. Well, who the hell are you?
Okay.
And that woman be trying to get even with you for the rest of your life.
Okay, well, how about this? Since we're talking about wolves in sheep's clothing,
Mm-hmm.
I can remember in high school, a friend of mine, she was friends with this guy,
Mm-hmm.
and like I always looked at him and thought he was gay.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of people had their suspicions.
Mm-hmm. And
But
everybody probably told her that he might be, right?
uh-huh.
Yeah.
So what happened was that he was dating her for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
and then after they broke up, he
Mm-hmm.
said he was gay.
Yeah. So
But then he turns back around and starts dating this white girl.
okay. He
But
goes
then
both ways.
after that, he's gay again.
Well,
But it just
he
seems
never
like,
stopped being gay. He just
but
needed to get what he wanted to get.
it seemed that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seemed like whoever he was dating, he was just trying to get something out of him at the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah.
So it was like nobody knew what exactly he was doing.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All women thirst for an emotional connection. They all thirst for emotional connection. If you know how to do it. I remember I was just in the DMV, and and this the agent had just finished cussing out a couple of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just walked up to her, gave my paperwork, sympathized with her. I got everything I wanted within like 5 minutes. And after that, she says, if you have any problems, I'm gonna go over there and check it out and make sure that you get off okay. And all I did was sympathize with her and have an emotional connection with her and I only talked to her for like 5 minutes. But I said the right things. I sympathized with her. We talked a few minutes about her job, and I got an emotional connection. She's eating out of my hand in like 5 minutes. Nothing sexual, just emotional. A lot of women, especially today, because there's so little of it, because the emphasis is on sex so much that a lot of women are out there starving for an emotional connection. They really are. I mean, starving for it.
I can believe that.
But too many guys are following their penis and listening to their penis instead of listening to their brain. Okay, you're not understanding how the game works. Why get that little piece when you can have the whole woman? Most guys don't want the whole woman. That's the problem. Most women know that. So the game is the game. Okay. Yes. If you want the little piece, you're gonna have to buy the whole woman to get it, or you're gonna have to act like it. In other words, you have to trade. That's why I always tell dudes about the taxi theory.
It's the taxi theory.
Is okay. As long as the meter doesn't run, as soon as you have sex with a woman, the meter starts running. As soon as you have sex with, the meter starts running. So in other words, basically starts costing. But you can sit in that cab for 24 hours as long as that flag don't drop and meter don't start running. You can talk to that cab driver all day long and not have to pay. If you want to know, you don't. A lot of guys are trying to get in. A lot of guys are doing shit backwards. Okay, either you want sex, or you want an emotional connection. I said, if you want sex, okay, there's certain costs that come along with sex with a woman. Okay, but and the reverse is true for an emotional connection. A lot of women actually trade sex for emotional connection. So in other words, if a man desires an emotional connection, that's basically free. It's free. You don't need you know if you want to be close to a woman or emotionally close to a woman, just find a woman you don't want to sleep with. You can be as close to her as you want. It's free because she wants an emotional connection. If that's what you want. In fact, I tell dudes, a lot of dudes, the the easiest way to actually get what you want on both sides is separate them. Okay, if you want sex, find a couple chicks that are to have sex with, and then don't try to get an emotional connection. Go back on the other side. You know, go in your pocket. You know, get you a couple chicks, have sex, and then go back on the other side and get your emotional connection for free.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree.
Hmm?
I agree.
I got another witness. Well,
We at church in a minute.
and she's you looking for you're looking for holes in my argument, young lady. I can hear that.
Oh, no.
Hmm. Yeah, you're looking. Uh-huh. So,
Only that's a real.
so wait a minute. Let me check that out. He did dot that I and cross that T. Okay, all right. No, I've done it. In fact, I've done it well, a lot. You know, it's the funniest thing. If you get good at making an emotional connection, I mean, what's chick? It was one girl that was on the dry spot. I didn't really want a lot of it. I really didn't want a girlfriend because I didn't want all the stuff that goes along with a girlfriend. So I said, look, here's a certain amount of money. I'm coming over this many times a week. This is what's gonna happen. All right, cool, cool. It wasn't more than 3 weeks. You know, I'm, you calling. You calling me. I'm at work. What are you calling me for? What do you want? I'm asleep. Wait. What do you want? I need you to. What do you mean? What do you mean you need me? I'm asleep. I gotta go to work.
Oh Lord.
In other words, it wasn't about the money. She wanted a boyfriend. Most women want an emotional connection. It's really the money is just compensation if they can't get that connection from you.
Damn.
So a lot of guys spend money because they don't want to because they don't have time for emotional connection. Because most women, the emotional connection actually is much more valuable. Women will actually pay for your lunch, pay for you, then take you on dates, take you to movies just for an emotional connection, just to be heard and understood. Believe it or not, I tell guys that all the time. I said, I said you're missing a big part, a big chunk.
They act like they ain't
Yeah.
know that back when I was doing it.
Oh wow.
Act
Because
like they ain't know.
because they
I
listen.
was paying for them.
Yeah,
They
well,
was trying to figure it out. They're like,
they trying
okay, I'm supposed to be paying for you because I'm trying to pay
uh-huh.
for Kitty later.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay, but I'm paying for you because I want you to sit here and listen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not nagging. I just want your energy. I told y'all,
Yeah.
I'm Galactus.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a
That's all.
planet. I'm
Yes.
eating.
There's,
So I'll pay you for that.
yeah. Basically, it's a um. There's a certain kind. There's certain things that you can go to your girlfriends about and they'll listen, but it's not at the same as a man listening and understanding your problem. It's not the same. I don't know why it's not, but it's not the same.
Because male energy is different from feminine
From
energy.
energy,
And we want male energy.
there's something about being able to download on your man. Okay, come home and take the weight of the world off your shoulders and put it on his. There's something about that. I don't know what I know that it happens. It's a phenomenon. I know it has to do with male energy, but I understand the mechanism, but since I'm not a woman, I really don't quite get it. But I know that it happens, and I tell dudes all the time. I say, "Man, why she come home and blah 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 blah? Man, that's your goddamn job. Shut up and do it. Why are you complaining about it? That's your job."
Told y'all it's the best stuff in the universe. Y'all don't be listening to what I be talking about.
they,
Best
Oh,
stuff
I
in the
agree.
universe.
they
Like
know.
eating
They
a delicatessen rare. You only get it so many times. You savor it
mm-hmm,
as you take small nibbles and bites.
mm-hmm,
That's what it is. It's very different from feminine energy. I can get feminine energy anywhere. I harbor it. I make that.
mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm,
I manufacture that.
mm-hmm. You know that, like we were telling Sharia. And that's the dance that a lot of young girls do. That they do that dance. You know, they want it. They're trying to scam the game and get it. You know, get it for free until they meet a a dude that knows how to run beta game. Like like she get a dude that runs beta game. Give her 90 days.
Mm.
Give her 90 days. The thing is, the beta game is you don't even ask. You don't even ask. All you do is you flutter with basically, especially somebody that's really desiring it. Basically it's like a dude, a dope dealer, basically feeding you the drug and getting you addicted to it, and then all of a sudden, okay, well, I gave you all your freebies. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
And so she'll up the ante until she says, okay, look here, come on, where are we going? So don't worry about it. We're going away from the weekend, and you're gonna get what you want, okay? And then we can go back to being normal. Because you playing with my emotions. I don't like that. So I know this is what you want, but I ain't asked for it. Don't matter what you ask for. Come and get it, so we get back to normal.
Oh my goodness.
So what do they do if they realize they actually like your energy too?
What do they do? Well, if they actually like if a man actually likes your energy, um, then number one, he's always going to be he's always going to try to be in your presence. So he'll actually pay. He'll actually pay. Hey, I'm cooking, or I got to, I'm headed out. It depends. Okay, whether you're a friend or whether if you're a friend, and it just depends. Okay, for a man, he will actually, he'll actually pay for it. If it's just energy, was it energy or sex? Which one, or is it both?
Energy.
If it's just energy, well he's going to include you in his crew. So he's gonna say like me and Kendra, like Kendra's a friend. I enjoy her energy, and I'm going out somewhere. Hey man, hey Kendra, I got a ticket, babe. You want to roll with me to this? Or I got something.
Yeah, should I wear kicks or heels?
Yeah.
Which one? Where we going?
Yeah, just or basically roll up. I'm feeling kind of lonely. I need somebody to kick it with. Just roll up to the house. Kendra, bring your ass out here, jump in the car, girl. Let's take a ride. Just go somewhere. Yeah, just like a friend. That's what guys do, man. I need to go have some fun. Who can I kick it with? Let me go get my boy, or let me go get my girl. We're gonna go roll and kick it.
Yep.
We're gonna go do something. Let's go have an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go watch the basketball game, man. I got an extra ticket, man. I ain't got nobody to go with. Roll with me. Or I want to go get something to eat. Roll with me. That's what dudes do, because you just included in the. If you ain't got no money for you, you ain't got no money for it. If you got money for you, you got something for you, want you to roll, get in the car, roll. Not many women can actually do that. Just do roll up, and tell the chick to get in the car, and let's go. Well,
Right.
what can I be? If I don't know what to wear, and I haven't planned. Blah, blah. Girl, get your ass in the car and let's go.
Right. Right.
Stop and shut up. So if we, I only had a couple of girlfriends where how you go to a restaurant, someplace you never been because you just rolling, and it looks good, and you stop in and say the real test is if the food is not good. Okay, if the food is not good and she's a keeper, she said we'll look at each other and said this ain't hitting on nothing. Let's go get something else. But if the chick is not a keeper, she's just gonna complain of why you picked the place and this food is nasty and the service is bad and blah 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 and why blah 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 blah. Why don't you just
I don't know why they do that. Cause see, in a situation like that, what you do is you laugh at the shit. Now I'm gonna start finding shit to roast.
Yeah.
The nasty ass food. Your food nasty, nigga.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And this is funny. We have a story to tell about it for the next 5. Man, hey, can you remember we went to this place, man, down on Third, and that shit was nasty as hell. And
It was,
it looked so
and it
good
was
from
your
the outside.
idea to go in there and get that nasty ass shit.
I
You know it was
know,
nasty when we went in there.
yeah, but I thought, but it smells so good from the outside, though.
It low key did smell good.
That's how you do it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you laugh about it, but the chicks that ain't keepers, well, I would say like 80% of them. Yes, you picked this place, and blah, 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 you don't know what you're doing, and blah blah blah. Or she remind you the last time you picked the place, it's like, I said, oh shit. Well, you know what? I ain't taking you. Okay,
Yeah.
I ain't taking you next time. You know what? That's what happens.
Yeah.
If they like your energy and you're cool and you roll with the punches, because a lot of dudes, um, a lot of dudes would be more spontaneous if the price of failure wasn't so high.
Mm,
Because
okay.
because a lot of times, because most women, if you take her out and and the date didn't go well, the time didn't go well, you will. It's like that look on her face and her arms crossed, and she's having this, that, and the other. It's like shit. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
See, that
Rolling
all
your eyes
depends.
and
What
all that.
that all if a date go bad, how I respond to the guy depends on whose fault it was that the date was bad. Now, if the date was bad and he didn't have nothing to do with that, it was just other circumstances. I'm not gonna be like, you fucked this date up. You know what I'm saying? Because actually, you didn't. It was just other stuff.
Mm,
But if the date was bad because of him,
mm.
I ain't gonna trip. But I ain't gonna call him no more either.
What I'm
Like
saying,
I ain't gonna trip.
what I'm
You
saying, I'm
know.
not talking about a first date. What I'm talking about if you've been dating, if you,
Uh,
yeah.
oh, well, if you been with the nigga for a minute, what you tripping for, old strick ass?
we,
Calm
we,
down.
you done seen it. Yeah, I know you've seen it. I know you see.
Right.
I
You
know
know,
you've seen it.
everything gotta be just so.
Just so, yeah.
I would say,
Yeah.
good night, everyone. I would say,
Hey,
folks
Good
baby.
night.
who
And
focus.
well, no, 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 no,
Janetta.
no, no. Before we even get started,
Uh-huh.
before we even get started, where the hell you been?
Where you been?
Let's just say I had a storm I had to deal with, the two
Okay.
storms, and then I had some storms in my personal life, but it's
Oh,
much better now.
okay. All right. Continue. I had to get that
Yes.
out of the way.
But thank you. No problem. Thank you. I would say folks who display those type of characteristics, they're just ungrateful because it's like, okay, the food may not be well, the restaurant might not live up to your expectations, but you should be grateful that that person is sitting right across the table from you. You could talk, you could crack jokes, you could talk about restaurants that you probably should go to or will go to. So I think sometimes it's just that we minor in major things, and that's why everything is like a problem.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about sort of like your priorities. Are you the type of woman always making mountains out of molehills? You know, it's that kind of shit. Where are your priorities at? You know, are you really vapid and real surface? And you more interested in the aesthetics of a situation, or are you more interested in the meat of a situation? You know what I'm saying? So like I'm saying, you go on a date, maybe it ain't perfect, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I never set myself up for no dumb shit anyway. Plus I was young, so I wasn't going nowhere super expensive. It was like, okay, you want to go down to Grant Park and kick it at Buckingham Fountain today?
Hmm.
And how can you fuck that up? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you can't. If that if he fucks that up,
Yeah. He's not a keeper.
you know, we're done and we're a done deal. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like we going down there, we're gonna get a couple of corn dogs and some pop.
Hmm.
We gonna sit down, we gonna kick it.
Hmm.
Like I'm I'm easy to get along. It don't take much for me to be all right. So if you can't make it all right, you know what I'm saying? We it's like, dude, okay, well, I see how this gonna go. Well, you know, you have a nice life. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You have a nice life. I'm Gucci.
Hmm.
When I'm gonna see you again? When you know how to act and I can take you somewhere.
Well, the thing is, it didn't. The personalities don't match, and it's not a good fit, so it doesn't really matter. So it is what it means. Nobody's fault. It's just y'all don't match. It is what it is.
Hey, Shar.
Uh-huh.
Um, do you need me to play any bad music?
Oh no.
What is it?
One, I don't
With
want
the
any
likes up.
Oh, get the
problems with
likes
any
up.
copyright.
Yeah, get the
All right,
likes up, y'all.
all right, folks.
That's
Uh, you know,
110.
every Char probably has birthday engagements tomorrow. She probably needs a rest. And if the likes aren't up, there's no sense in having the stream. I mean, at the very minimum, get the likes up. Do we have to stop the stream for you guys to hit the like button? Even if you wander in, first thing you should know the drill by now. You guys are here every week.
It's
Yeah,
going up.
every week, and I have to chastise you every week about hitting the like button. So you want to hear me for the next couple hours just chastise you by hitting the like button, or do you want to volunteer and do it? It reminds me of how I talk to my grandson. Even my grandson don't want to hear me fuss. You guys want to hear me fuss for the next hour? At the very minimum. At the very minimum, you know, because basically a lot of you guys use this as a therapy session. You hear us talk about different subjects. You relate it into your real life. A lot of people actually relate what we're saying here into their real life because it does apply. Like
Yeah.
even we talked about Sophie's Choice, we haven't talked about that. What I'm saying is a therapist is going to charge you $150 an hour just to talk about this shit. You guys get it for free, and you guys want to. All it costs you is hitting the like button. That's it.
Well, fine then. Y'all want to roll on out. Take y'all little hating ass on. I know it ain't nobody but Rosemary and her little crew. Um,
Rosemary
get
ain't gonna
you
roll
on
out.
out
She
of
gonna
here.
Rosemary's gonna hit the
You
down button
know,
and keep right on going. Yeah,
and
yeah, hit the down.
yeah, hit the down button if
YouTube
if you
doesn't care. All YouTube wants is engagement. So you can hit either button.
Yes.
yeah,
They don't
hit
care.
the button.
So
Hating
don't be
ass.
scared, and because I don't care. Like I
Don't be
said,
scared.
half
Shit, if you
half
scared, go to church.
half of my subs don't like
Mm.
me no way. But the thing is, you can't find any of this stuff anyplace else. I mean, you
Can't
have
stop watching.
these ladies have come a long way with me. They've ingested a lot of this knowledge. They probably use it in their real life, and they're kind of weathered, and they know what they're talking about. I mean, just what I talked about in emotional energy and beta game. I could actually put that on a private site and put it on ROM and get a lot of patients just on that alone and go deep into it.
Mhm.
We got honesty over here.
Yeah.
They know honesty when they hear it.
It's a good 30 people still tripping. Like button, y'all. You
Like
know what I'm
button
saying?
or
Real talk.
Yeah, hit the
I'll
button,
play some white
Ali.
music. So don't trip. Don't think I ain't got no white people rock
I already
music on my
got the
playlist.
UB40
Cause I got a
queued
playlist
up.
of rock music and I will play it. I
and,
like the music. Y'all won't though.
and while Char's at it, I do have Char's while we're talking about it, I do have Char's Patreon in the description. I took mine out for this one. Char's Patreon is going to be in the description, so please check her out and see what she has. Hopefully, we're going to find a way to get some content on her Patreon, so it'll be Patreon only, so you actually have content there. Okay, we're gonna actually try to. We're
Yes,
gonna
support the
try
sister.
to. Yeah, everybody. This is a family. Everybody eats in the family. I want everybody to eat. And I feel bad if it's a family and I'm eating and nobody else is eating. I do actually feel bad. So, all I ask you for, because this stuff isn't about money to me. Because trust and believe, make a whole lot more money if I just wrote a book, put it all in the book, made you buy it, and then made you come to a seminar while explaining what's in the book. Make a whole lot of money. Because I've been asked to write a book, many books on relationships. Okay, because a whole lot of people, you guys listen every week, and I'm sure if you just listen to what happened last week, you learned a hell of a lot last week for free. For free. Stuff that I have used for many years in my daily, what I call it, my daily Gnostic practice of how you talk to people and ask them questions and go into their lives as you figure stuff out for free. This Gnostic stuff is for free. Okay. and then the background materials like Master Yao, even though you could have found him on your own, that stuff I put that stuff up for free. The Sophie's Choice actually eventually when I think when the ladies actually look at it, I'm actually going to do a breakdown on Sophie's Choice as compared to what Black Wizard and his wife went through. We talked about him last week because I actually asked him to look at it because Sophie's Choice, if you look at the movie and understand the dynamics of between her their volatile relationship that nobody could understand till the actual end. That's how come it's so important. That's how come actually look at the movie because to actually not to give too much away, but it's actually a 82, so it's like a 36-year-old movie. Okay, uh, Sophie Sophie was actually punishing herself for what she had done, and she and her boyfriend was actually the perfect person to punish her. So he's not only a demon punishing her, but also the energy that she needed to receive, and vice versa. She was a receptacle for his anger. But if you haven't seen the movie, then you don't understand it.
Now, BGS, I looked on Hulu, Netflix, and Spectrum. I still haven't found it.
It's actually it's on. If you were part of the email chain, it's actually on YouTube. The whole movie.
Oh,
In fact, the extended version.
okay.
It's because I was looking at the movie. I said I remember seeing it right when it was nominated for an Academy Award. Because me and my girlfriend actually went to see it at the movies, and I think I might have seen it one more time since. I said, let me refresh myself on this movie before I actually have to talk about it. And I actually picked up some stuff that I missed because a lot of times, especially when it's supposed to be like a psychological thriller, they wait. It's like a over 2 hour movie, and they go through a lot of stuff, and you can't figure out what is missing in what she's saying until you get to the end, and then you have to go back and see the movie again to pick up all the cues that they leave, because they leave all the clues, but the thing is there's nothing to connect them to until the very end. Then you realize, oh shit, okay, this is why she did it. This is why come she was with this dude and she couldn't let him go. That was her own personal karma that she was acting out, and vice versa. That's how come they were paired for each other. And that kind of the same thing with Black Wizard last week. Both of them were actually working out their own personal karma. That's how come they couldn't let each other go.
Yeah, that was a good show too.
Mm-hmm. I knew that there was something to it because she picked him and then he picked her. I said there has to be something to it. And when you go deeper into their backgrounds, you find out, okay, they're working out their own personal karma. And he said, wait a minute, BGS, you're going too deep. I said, it's the only way we can figure it out because it's a dynamic. You can't figure out one. You can't just figure her out. You have to figure out the dynamic. Why did she pick you? Why did you pick you? And why'd you accept it? Because didn't she tell you that she was a piece of work before you got with her? But you picked her anyway. Why is that? You got to figure that out. And once we dug into his past, that's why we figured out he needed to save himself, and through her, and vice versa.
I'll be sure to watch it this week.
Actually, if you don't mind spoilers, you actually go to the link. I think I can put the link up where you actually go to the critical point when you know how in the movies when people actually go. When they actually get it, yeah. So,
yeah, I watched the whole thing though.
Yeah,
that'll be my assignment. I just was really busy.
You have to stick with it because there's parts of it that's gonna be it's gonna be long, and sometimes some parts are gonna be slow, but you have to stick with it because it's like maybe the second. It's like maybe the last third where you start really understanding who she really is and who and what she's why she's with the dude that she's with. Then it starts to make sense because at the very beginning she's not who she pretends to be. Yeah, she's trying to how can I say, work out her karma. That's all I'll say until you actually watch it, because unless you guys like spoilers. If you like spoilers, I don't mind saying.
Oh wait.
Your weight? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how come I gave you, because it's really, really especially with the if you pair it with Black Wizard's hangout, then it really makes sense.
Okay. I'll even see if he'll come back and we all can discuss it.
Yeah, he said he saw it, so he
So
was
this
actually
is like a book report type situation.
no, well
No
it's
writing.
it's not it's actually extra credit if you really, I mean, if you
Are
really
we
want
gonna have a Socratic seminar on this?
no, I want basically it's more like a test. Did you get the lesson, and did you understand the lesson? Because what I said, it actually plays out. It's actually a theme, and it's a universal theme. And if you take what Black Wizard was saying about him and his wife, and you watch Sophie's Choice, there's variables, but the theme is still the same. Why do two people that seemingly don't belong together pick each other?
Hmm.
Gotcha.
Even through turmoil, you know. Why do you stick with a woman and she's giving you turmoil, and and unless you're trying, there's something that's there that you're trying to, that's connected. It's really strong enough to actually keep you connected to her.
And that's even true in a dysfunctional relationship. Sometimes you wonder why people are still together, and there's something in that relationship.
It's seemingly dysfunctional. Seemingly
Okay.
to us this it's
Well,
dysfunctional.
Okay.
But to them, it's functional.
To them, it's necessary because they're working something out. It's seemingly,
um,
it just seems like a disparity that neither party's getting anything out of it. Seemingly dysfunctional. There are dysfunctional relationships, but I'm saying sometimes it's seemingly dysfunctional. But you just don't know what it. You just don't know what the key is. Once you find like, okay, I see why they're together. And
yeah.
then you walk away. You guys deserve each other.
That's why like sometimes when you listen to like some of these songs on the radio and they be
Mhm.
talking about I can treat you better than this other person, and
Mhm.
sometimes I'll listen to the song and be like, well, how exactly do you know that this guy is treating her so badly? I
Mhm.
mean, you're just an outsider looking in. Or
Mhm.
like, how do you know that she's treating him badly? Maybe she's treating him like he wants to be treated. Maybe he's treating her like she wants to be treated. And because you're not a fly on the wall
Mhm.
in their home and stuff, how can you know exactly for sure um,
And
who's,
and sometimes they don't even know. Sometimes
yeah.
they don't even know. Like Black Wizard didn't even know. That's how come he had to sit back. He had to sit back and re-examine himself because the pieces were always there. He just didn't put them together. They're
Mm.
there. And until I was actually, now look at the pieces. Sometimes you had to take people by the scruff of the neck. Look at the puzzle. What does it say? What does it say? Read it again.
Mhm.
And they started to, oh, okay, now I get it. And it's damn, I didn't see that. No, you didn't see it. Like you ever work those find the word puzzles? Like my grandson was actually doing it, and the simple words, right? And they're all in a line. It's the simplest puzzle you can actually find. All he has to do is take his time. He can actually find the words. But he would go over the line three or four. I can't find it, Grandpa. I can't find it. I said, it said, check again. I said, it's right there in the middle. Find it again. He go back. Oh, now I see it. The thing is, you missed it. It's right there in front of your face. You didn't recognize it. You need
Mhm.
somebody to actually force you to recognize it for yourself.
But speaking of people who seem like they should be together, um, BGS,
Yes, ma'am.
why did you predict Lawrence was leaving Insecure?
Uh, because the story's about her, and I figured that eventually they're gonna have to write him out because he no longer fits in her life.
Boo.
So, I mean, they could squeeze him in, but it would be awkward because he would never be in the same place in the same time. Because a lot of times when you find your lanes don't always cross. and I figured his lane wasn't going to cross with hers anymore. So I figured they were going to write him out of the scene. But I always knew she was going to go back to Daniel.
Yeah, I figured.
I always knew that. I knew that she was never going to be happy with Lawrence. Even as
I'll
much as she
say
tried, and
this.
Lawrence knew that too.
I didn't really see either one of the guys as like really bad people. Like a lot of people were trying to like say, "Oh no, Daniel's a bad guy," or Lawrence is lame or whatever and all that. But I never really saw either one of them as bad guys. They're just different.
They're just
And,
yeah, a different lane. Yeah.
You know, to me, Issa's the problem because she cheated on Lawrence. That's like my only problem with her is that if she didn't like Lawrence and all that, then why like string him along for 5 years?
Because Lawrence. Okay, there's several things. No, not what you talk about. There's several things, and I told this to guys. There's several things. Okay, one. Look how Issa's girlfriends looked at Lawrence. Did they like him or dislike him?
They love them.
They loved him. Why?
He fits their criteria.
He fits their criteria. And other than pleasing their family, who does a woman really want to please?
Your girlfriends.
Your girlfriends, right? So your girls, and you know how it is. Has any woman ever dated a guy that their girlfriends didn't like?
Yes, but it was awkward.
It's awkward, right?
Yeah.
What do you think Issa's girlfriends think about Daniel? They don't like him very much, do they?
I guess not. Like, I think I've only seen. I guess I'd have to go back and watch it again. I think I've only seen Molly say anything about Daniel.
You see the look on Molly's face when Daniel comes around?
Yeah, she's judgmental.
She don't like him because he doesn't fit. All of them are degreed corporate professionals, all of them, right? Except for Issa. Issa's the only one that's not. So she's the high girl out, right? But all the rest of her girlfriends, the crowd that she sticks with are bougie, they're corporate, they're educated, they're upscale, right? Basically, Lawrence is the guy she should be with. Okay, just on paper, she should be with this guy. That's the man she should be with. That's not the man she wants to be with. One, because internally, that's not the image. You know, because she likes to rap and she likes to do her little thing, and so does Daniel, right? She like hood joints. Because when she wasn't with Daniel or Lawrence, who did she actually go down and have sex with?
The
neighbor. Her neighbor. What was he like?
He was kind of hood.
He was a hood dude, right? Which is nothing wrong with being a hood dude, but I'm saying that's her lane. That's internally she's basically, even though she grew up in Windsor Hills, and she went to college and got a degree and whatnot, she's a hood girl. She likes being a hood girl. So who's she gonna pick? Is she gonna pick a Lawrence or is she gonna pick a Daniel?
I guess she picked Daniel, but like my problem isn't with her picking Daniel, it's the fact that she had a man already and you know, she cheated on him. She could have broke up with him first.
Yeah,
and then
it's like a game. It's like a ambivalent man that's on the borderline of being gay and getting married and having a family, right? Externally, he should be straight. He should have a family and wife and kids and all that kind of crap. But internally, what is he? He's gay. So basically, when you get around 30, your true self comes out. That's all that's going to happen. That's all that happened. Her true self came out. And after he saw who it is, he knew. You know, he knows her. He knew that he wasn't. Lawrence knew that she wasn't. He wasn't her cup of tea. And then once he got away from her, guess what he found out? She wasn't his either.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it was sometimes it's convenient. You know, she probably really liked him. She might even loved him. Okay, he just wasn't her type, and she felt guilty. And you know, and she knew that Daniel really wasn't the guy she should have. So there's a lot of factors going against her being with because she could have walked out and been with Daniel right then and there. She had several chances. The thing is, um, that internal conflict and basically, her. I think she cheated. A lot of people cheat just to be able to have something happen to actually get out of whatever they're in.
So you think she wanted him to find out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think she wanted him to find out.
Yeah. Well,
she did.
Show.
She did everything, and she did everything she could to get caught. And, basically bring him on a school day in front of her, in front of the kids and stuff, and basically involve him in your life. If you don't cheat with him and keep it quiet, you don't bring him anywhere near your life. But she did. So she wanted to get caught. And when at the very end, when she was sure that Lawrence wouldn't get back together with her, where did she go?
She went with Daniel.
She went with Daniel, which is where she was going to head anyway. But for the sake of a show, she had to try to save face. She had to try. If that makes sense. Men go through the same thing.
Really? Do tell.
Men go through the same
Do
thing.
tell.
Men are a little bit more pragmatic. There's some high caliber dudes that love, for lack of a better term, love sluts. Okay. Just like them high caliber dudes that get caught, like Drake. What is Drake doing banging strippers and porn stars? Appeals to his dark side. And it's always so why don't you just marry one of them? But you won't marry one of them because they're not wives. Men do it all the time. So, dude, why you can see his wife. She's nice at home, sweet as pie, baking cookies and taking care of the kids and stuff like that. And you see the chicks that he messes with on the outside. Man, wait a minute, they ain't nothing like your wife. Why you pick her? Men and women do the same things, just slightly different ways and for slightly different reasons. There's the dual mating strategy. Not really mating. Women have a mating strategy, but dual interests. Men do it all the time.
We just have different approaches and different reasons.
Have different approaches. It's that men don't mind being labeled promiscuous, and women do. And the consequences for cheating are different.
Why is that?
Because you're a vessel, sweetie.
Okay.
You're a receiver.
So I'm not supposed to cheat.
The penalties are higher. So let me ask you a question. Just like a cup. Would you drink a cup of coffee? Would you drink and say, what do you drink? Soda or whatever it is, whatever you drink?
Juice.
A juice. So say juice, right? Say you have a glass of juice. Yeah, you say you sipped on that glass of juice and then you walked away, went to the bathroom, and then you caught somebody drinking out of your glass. Would you drink that glass of juice?
No, sir.
Why?
Because you don't want something that everyone else has.
That's been in your glass of juice, right? Yes.
Yes.
Same thing. Same thing with a woman. You're a vessel. You're a receiver. It takes a guy with a special mentality to accept that. Most guys can't accept that, especially since most of the time guys actually, whether it's labor, time, whatever that he's given, he's actually purchasing you as a vessel. Now, a woman that has a gang of money and a guy, and she's paying for a guy, and she's purchasing him, and she buying his lifestyle. She can do whatever she want.
So circumstances change because money is involved.
Money's because who pays makes the decision, right?
That is true. That is definitely true.
So it's easier. So it's easier for a woman to accept a man a man that's taking care of her and her kids and her household, and she's staying home baking cookies, take care of the kids. And she might hear a whisper him doing something with some other chick. She got to make a decision. Do I leave him? Do I leave him and split up my household and my and go into basically in the well, back then it's basically into poverty, or do I stay with him and kind of look the other way? I'm not saying it's right or I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just what happens.
But it would make a difference if she was actually married to him versus just living in the house with him.
I'm married to him. Yeah. Or if she's just living with him without kids, then even if she's married to him, a lot of women, because your mindset is different. So in other words, the man is a juice dispenser, and the woman is the cup. So a lot of people can go up to the juice dispenser. You want 100,000 people go up to the juice dispenser and get juice, right? You still drink that cup of juice because you don't care about the juice dispenser because there's nothing going inside of it. There's nothing going inside of the juice dispenser except juice, right?
Yes.
He's the dispenser. But the thing is, if somebody drinks out of your cup that you paid for, that's a difference. It's a different dynamic.
Oh, okay.
It might be changing because women view it differently, but
I don't know if I like that analogy.
Okay. Well, see, I know you're gonna find the hole. Why don't you like the analogy?
I'm just saying. Okay, I understand. You said she's the receiver.
Mm-hmm. She's a vessel. Yeah.
Okay. And maybe I'm misunderstanding what you mean by receiver because, as far as I'm concerned, he can receive too, like STDs and stuff. So, I mean, who wants to be with someone that's all?
So, which would devastate you more? What should devastate you more as a woman? So, if you had a man that cheated on you with another woman, or a guy that was actually had been penetrated by another man, which would affect you more?
Ooh.
Okay, well, that was a good one. That's a good analogy. You can rest your case there.
No. Oh, I'm just asking a question.
Oh my goodness!
Because he's become a vessel. He's been penetrated.
No, he just became something I can't relate to.
Why not?
Not as far as relationship wise.
Why not?
What do you mean? Why not?
Why not? How did it change him?
Because that's not my view of a man that would lead me.
Because he's a giver, not a receiver. He's not a vessel. You are. That's your job.
I'll let that sink in.
Say it again.
I'll let that sink in.
Well, the thing is, you're new here, so everybody else on the panel that's been with me a while, we've already gone through this.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. It's in the I think it's in the video Communicating with Women.
Okay.
Anyone communicating with women in 5 things. It's in my esoteric series. 5 things about I tell my son about women. It's in Communicating with Women, and then it's in my esoteric series for women about that. The difference. It's a different dynamic.
Okay, I'll check it out, and then we can have this conversation again.
Well, see, you see everybody else on the panel. They're not flinching because they've heard this before. It's a different dynamic. It's In fact, explaining that to explain once you get it, you get it. Once guys get it, they get it. But it's kind of, the first time since it's new, it's kind of hard to digest because it's new.
Okay.
That's where yin yang comes in, and then you get into the animus and anima and all that other kind of stuff. What I'm saying is that, but that is the groundwork that is built on, because now if we got into the egg and the in the sperm, the egg doesn't have energy, but the sperm does. The sperm gives the egg energy, even though it's smaller, because all the energy is coming from the sperm. So the sperm is actually giving the egg the energy for procreation. So it's a giving energy. Which is why you have men and women have two different dynamics about procreation and sex. A man is supposed to give his seed out to as many vessels as will take it, and then the women have to be selective about the seed that they take in.
Okay, so would you say that can, in a sense, go vice versa, meaning that if a man found out that his woman was bisexual, or she left him for a woman, that kind of destroy him in a way?
If she left him.
Yeah.
If she left him, yeah. If she brought the woman in, probably not.
Well, in this situation, she left him.
Oh, well, she left. Well, she left him. Okay, she leave. If she left him, it doesn't matter whether it's from a woman or another man. Really, I mean, it might be slightly worse if it's for a woman, but the fact is that she left him.
Yeah, and he was never the same.
Yeah, publicly, yeah, yes. It's embarrassing. But if she didn't leave, it wouldn't be publicly embarrassing. Probably wouldn't, it depends. They'd probably be trying to get you to, you still with me? Are you doing that? Why don't you bring her on over? Bring her in. Which most women wouldn't do that. In fact, I would say the vast majority of women would do that. Oh, don't bring your gay lover home, and so we can all sleep under the same roof. Say what, Shar?
So
I said,
So tell me, why is that? Why is it okay for guys to view that as okay?
View that as view what is okay as far as having more than one woman?
Yeah, to bring another woman in that situation.
Guys have to be socialized not to. You have to socialize the guys to have only one woman. You really do. You have to socialize them into that. So if you have two women under the same roof, more the merrier. Or three women under the same roof, more the merrier. The only restriction is how much is it going to cost him in time, money, and emotional attachment.
How about peace of mind?
That's emotional attachment. One wife is bad enough. Two is double the problem. You get three, you're probably gonna go crazy and tear your hair out. Not so much financially, but emotionally.
Right.
Because she want her time. She want her time. She want to be heard.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility.
You don't know half of it. You don't know the half of it. I hear that all the time. BGS, how come you don't want a girlfriend? You don't like sex anymore? I love sex. but the kitty's not coming by herself. She's bringing a full-grown woman with all full-grown woman problems right along with her.
I mean, a relationship is a full-time job. I mean, really. I mean, it doesn't grow on its own. So, I mean, it's a big responsibility.
It is a big responsibility, and it's your job to manage her emotions. That's your job.
Yeah.
It's your job to keep her stable, keep her stable, keep her, what is it, feeling protected, feeling loved, all that stuff. It's your job. And if you don't do it, you will hear about it. And so if you have two, that's double the trouble.
Yeah.
So because I know a lot of players, the guys that are ladies' men. If you're a ladies' man, you ain't got time for nothing else. You don't have time for nothing else. If you are a ladies' man, that's all you have time for. Because if you have more than two, you ain't got time for nothing else.
But doesn't that take a level of detachment to be a ladies' man? I don't see that person being attached emotionally.
And actually, it's actually the opposite. Can you be attached to more than one woman? That's how you get them in the first place. You don't get them just because if you're a ladies' man, you can can you attach? Can you attach and then detach? Because that's the way you get them in. How you become a ladies' man, you have to bring her in. You have to attach to her emotionally. That's how you get her in. Especially you're gonna have an ongoing relationship with these women. They're not. It's not just sex, unless she's married or something like that. Even if she's married, there's a level of emotional attachment you're gonna have with her. So what I find is ladies men actually attach. Ladies men actually know how to attach better.
Mm.
I've never seen ladies men that was a cold fish. Normally they're very um, personable. They're very outgoing. Um, they listen pretty well, and they're trying to get it. They actually give that woman that emotional rush or that emotional attachment, so they can't be detached. I find that to be the opposite. How many ladies men do you know?
Who, me?
Yes. Let's be honest. I mean, just you be one or two. How many you know? I don't. You don't have to just as friends. You don't have to be messing with them. Just how many do you know as friends?
How,
I mean, yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
one, two.
I don't know. I don't know really.
I mean,
I don't.
do you have one, two? Do you have one or two that you know personally?
I mean, I know guys that might have a lot of female friends, but it doesn't mean that they're a ladies' man.
I mean, when you say female friends, I mean women. I'm not talking about friends. I'm talking about women that they're having ongoing sex with, and they're actually actively involved in a romantic relationship with. So I'm talking about
I mean, maybe a couple,
a
but
couple. And what kind of personalities do they have?
mostly I guess charisma.
Mm-hmm. Charm. You feel like, in other words, when you're present, you feel like you know them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's emotional attachment. They know how to do it very well, and they actually attach to these women. And the thing is you have to have enough testosterone to actually wall some of that off. But that's the secret. You have to find a level of attachment with any woman that you're going to be involved with, unless it's just like a one night stand, and that's difficult for most people, especially most. If you could actually bottle it to where you can get a woman to attach instantly, you know, that would be you. You could sell many books and many seminars to teach guys how to do that, because that's the secret. That's difficult. That's an art. I know very few guys can actually do that. Get an emotional attachment out of a woman within minutes. That's difficult.
I mean, I can kind of relate to what you're saying. I guess with me, it's a little different because I can get I don't want to say the word attached, but connect with people
Mm-hmm.
as an everyday lifestyle because that's
Mm-hmm.
what I do at work. and
Mm-hmm.
foreign relationships,
Mm-hmm.
whereas I don't feel an emotional attachment to them.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying, but
Mm-hmm.
I can get people to talk to me or respond to me a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel that I have an emotional attachment to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good, Janelle.
Um, I was just sorry. I thought my thing was muted, but I was just referring to what you said earlier in terms of men need to be socialized in order to be with one person.
Mm-hmm.
So have you had any friends before who probably perhaps they weren't socialized and they just wanted to be with just one person because it was something that they were interested in and not their parents or their peers?
That weren't socialized to be with one. That weren't
With one
socialized.
person.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just something that they wanted to do, not like their boys were like, yeah, you should go with that one, or like their parents like the individual. They just wanted to be like with one person.
Uh, yeah. A
Okay.
few. Yeah. Well, more than a few.
So how would men have to be socialized in order to be with one woman?
Well, but society has. Well, it's through society's images and how they're brought up. Most men are brought up by most men are brought up by their mothers, and you first thing your mother wants to do is you to uh, basically not go through a whole bunch of women, and normally the woman that doesn't do that, that doesn't see it that way, then that her son probably won't see it that way either. Then women will just be sex partners, at least until he gets old enough to where he gets tired of it, he gets burnt out on it, having a bunch of sex partners. But I know a few where oh, yeah, they try to get in every woman's pants that they could. You have to be social. In fact, a lot of guys, especially when they're young, if you're especially between the ages of like 15 and 30, you know, if the guy doesn't have any kind of social restraints, he's gonna go after every woman that he can because that's what your testosterone is telling you. Anything that gets you aroused, you're supposed to run after, just like a lion running after prey.
So would you say that females have to be socialized as well?
Would normally females who would have to be not as much so because females it's a bigger risk because pregnancy is for real. Okay, and that's a bigger hurdle to get over. I think the hurdle's gone down because of birth control. I was just thinking about the hurdle's gone down because of birth control. That's how come I don't know how come guys can't get laid. It don't make sense to me because the bar has been lowered because when a woman didn't have any the risk to pregnancy was really high. That bar was high. You had to do a whole lot of work to jump over that bar. But since basically a woman can prevent herself from basically a woman only gets pregnant if she really wants to. 99 times out of 100 she has to want to get pregnant, so the bar is much lower. So so now instead of a woman only entertaining maybe 3, maybe 4 of the outside of sex partners in her whole entire lifetime because the risk of pregnancy was so high, now it's good grief. I don't even know what it is now. I shudder to think with millennials. I think millennials are into like the more than the double digits, like maybe 20, some of them up to 30. So now it used to be 2 to 3 when before the pill. Now it's like 20 to 30. It's gone up 10 times.
Well, don't forget who our role models are now. I mean, we have Amber Rose and everyone else in her camp. So
Yeah, but
if
but
you
that's
support those folks.
but when it's saying that Amber Rose and those kind of folks are a function of the environment.
Okay.
You take abortion and the pill away, people like Amber Rose and those kind of folks will dry up. they'll dry up
Understood.
because the risk is too high. The risk of pregnancy is too high. So the thing is, it's everything about nature is risk to reward.
So because we have those things that we could file back on the pill, abortion, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
and we could be free
Mm-hmm.
without the consequences.
Without the consequences, yeah. So the bar, so now I it's not whether the guy can take care of me or whether the guy can do something for me or be a good father, provider, husband, whatever it is. Do I like the guy? Or down is getting to the point where am I bored? I want something to
Yeah.
do. So now it's not even sex about whether I like the guy. I'm bored. I ain't got nothing to do. So what can I do? Let me go out and find a guy to have sex with because I'm bored. It feels good. Get something to do. Making them a temporary emotional connection, and then I come back to my normal life.
So, BGS, would you say I'm socializing my son? Because when I talk to him about females, like there's certain type of females you don't bother with, and I guess I'm more of a one-on-one type person. So,
Mm-hmm.
and to me, nothing wrong with dating when you dating various people and you're just being honest and say, hey, if you're looking for a relationship right now, that's not what I'm looking for.
How old is your son?
He's 11. You got to start young.
You got to, yeah, you start, yeah. Well, baby, I'm gonna tell you, testosterone ain't kicked in yet. 12 or 13. Next, talk to me a year and a half from now, and
Okay.
it's gonna be a different thing. Okay, because right now his big head is still talking to him, and he's listening to mommy.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what doesn't listen to mommy?
I mean, if you keep drilling it and drilling
Guess
it.
what doesn't listen to mommy?
I'll talk to you in a year or two.
I tell you what, find somebody that has testosterone pills, right? Take them for a couple of days and can tell me, because that's what you're up against.
Mm.
What you do is you tell them. Well, the first thing you do is you got to give them the facts of life and tell them, look, this is the consequences. And if you decide, if it gets to that point, trust and believe, you'll pretty much get a good indicator of when it's to that point. Then you need to tell them, okay, if you're going to do this now, before you could trust the girls in his peer group not to give sex up. It's just okay. He can be as frisky as he wants to be, but guess what? He ain't going nowhere. But guess what? There's no place for him to go. That's not the case anymore. So you need to tell him when he gets to a look. When you look him in the eye and know that something's changed. Okay, look, if you're gonna do this, wear them. Okay. And if you from first time on, because as soon as you don't, it's gonna be a problem. I told my son that. As long as he wore them, no problem. As soon as he decided he's gonna try it without him, all of a sudden became a problem.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he talks to me too. I mean, at this point,
he's 11. What does he have to tell you?
Well, let me tell you. Wait a minute. Okay, we'll be out, and he'll see females, and from his point of view, dressed inappropriately, and he'd be like, "Mom, look at that. That that just don't make no sense." Blah blah blah. And he told me he was at camp, and this girl around his age told him that this weekend what she was going to do. And I said, what is that? She told him she was going to suck some, you know what? I was like, what? How?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's 11. We're saying that he's 11. If he's 11, he becomes 12 or 13. Then she says that he's going to raise his hand.
I'm not going to chop it off. I said, I'm going to chop it off.
Chop it off? Well, yeah. Chop what? His hand off?
Yeah.
Ain't going to do no good.
He's innocent right now. I want him to stay that way.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have a brother or uncle or anyone close?
Oh, they're not going to help.
They will.
No, I'm just think about when they were younger.
That's what I'm saying. They might not help.
Yeah, they what they going. The thing is, you want him to stay a little boy. He's not going to be a little boy.
Right.
I mean,
I'm going to tell you.
common
I'm going to tell you a story about a coworker, and she talks just like you did. Okay, she had one son, and she kept an eye on that son, and he didn't go out. He was home doing his homework, and she monitored everything that he did. Right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do all that.
Okay. Well, hear me out. You ain't heard the story yet.
Okay.
She tried to keep him away from girls. Blah 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 blah. Right. And so she knew exactly what time he had to go to school, what time he had to get home. She said, in other words, there's no way he can do anything. Right.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted her baby to stay her baby until he got to be 18 at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's 15. And 6 months into his 6 months later, he had to break down and tell her that he got this little girl pregnant.
Oh. And how old was he?
He was 15.
Oh.
And she's trying to figure out, so she pulling her hair out. Where did you find the time? How? He said, remember I used to tell you I had early basketball, because in the in the spring they have early basketball practice before school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was just his ticket. So in other words, he just tell her he get on the bus, go to school early, or say he's going to school early for basketball practice. Guess where he's going?
Mm.
If he's gonna do it, thing is, the only thing that keeps guys from having sex is the girls. It ain't them, it's the girls. If he's a normal, healthy, red-blooded boy, the only thing that keeps him from having sex is the receiver. If there are cups to take it, just guess what? He's gonna spread his little seed. Okay, he's gonna fill them all up if he can. So you had to say, how do you get him to do it safely, responsibly? It's nothing to play with. In fact, Officer Charles, his son is 11. So.
And for my Baltimoreans, yeah. Okay. I couldn't stand back, and I couldn't stand no more.
I know he was chomping at the bit.
He was.
At this debauchery / fuckery that I heard.
Okay.
Do you want your son to be socially awkward and live with you till you're like blue old gray and he's 50?
No.
And how old are you?
No.
How old are you?
I'm a Gen X baby.
Okay.
I didn't ask that question.
But that's my answer.
Numbers, goddammit, keep it numbers. Brass tacks. I'm gonna keep it straight with you because we're gonna keep it funky for a second.
He's Gen X.
Don't tell me that when you were like 12 and 11, and especially when you were 13, because I had to raise my niece, that you went from like I can't stand them boys to, oh, he's cute. Look at his little muscles.
No, I was actually a late bloomer.
Oh, you look. You may not have acted, but you look.
So is your son a late bloomer?
Physically, no.
Okay. Was his dad a late bloomer? Or was he an alpha male?
No.
He was a regular dude. Are you giggling? Hey, wait a minute. The fact that you the fact that you had a baby for him speaks volumes. Women don't have babies for anybody. Okay.
I love my son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And at the time,
stay with that person. That's all I can say.
I say you will stay with him. I'm talking about at the time.
I'm gonna do you like when I do investigations. Stop bullshit me and tell the goddamn truth, please.
I know she got.
Let's be. Let me be Charles and you be Frank, okay?
Say, baby, look, listen here. Let me. You know about me, right? I'm a grandfather with 3 grandsons, right? With 3 kids, 3 grandsons, right? I ain't gonna tell you how many pregnancy scares I've had because I'll be ashamed to tell you. Okay. I was 23, had a 40-year-old woman wanted to reverse her tubal ligation to have a baby for me. All right. You have to. Very few women, unless you're one of those rare exceptions, have a baby for a man that they do not like.
I never said I didn't like him at the time. I mean,
We ain't talking about what happens after. We're talking about at the time. So he had to have a little alpha in him, did he not?
Bridget,
yes.
you know I love you, right?
I love you too.
She was. I never seen somebody put themselves in the chair.
No, that's amazing. I've seen somebody shoot a gun, deflect a bullet.
Even Kendra came back for this, boy. She said, "Wait a minute." Ken, the DJ said, "Smell some bullshit here. Come on."
She smelled 2 things: some bullshit and a man here. No offense to, of course, we have the
there's a lot of things you can do now from Mongo over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who is a Sith in the sheets, an expert Sith in the sheets. We know that every man that has either had children or even had pregnancy scares knows that women, you might have sex with a man that you do not like or that is not up to snuff, but you are not going to carry a baby for 9.5 months for a man that's not up to snuff, or you don't feel it's up to snuff at the time. Will you? Will you? Come on. It's about honesty here. Will you?
Okay, ma'am.
So now we're going to establish that he has some alpha in him because you got a baby. So some of that is going to rub off onto his son. Trust and believe.
See, you got to understand something. Mm-hmm. See, you still in that lollipops and rainbows shit.
No, she's actually afraid that her baby is going to turn into one of them raging wolves.
Okay. Is your son tall for his age?
He's gonna be a big, tall man.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be cutting through them like Wolverine. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
Just get it through your skull. Make sure you have
the little girls who is not who you have to worry about.
You ever had something where one time in your life you just can't even think about nothing else but just a raging hard one? See, the women don't understand how men are, especially when you're that young. But they know to an extent because that's why they use their sexuality.
Charles, you ever notice that there's a difference? Women will accept the facts about men when it's not their son.
But yeah, that's the bullshit that gets me. My son's a virgin. I have so many parents to tell me that, and I had to sit a lady down, and I was like, the beautiful thing about being a coach, especially when a child doesn't have any other father figures, who the hell else is he going to ask about sex? Yeah, if your son's 18 or 19 and still a virgin, that's a miracle. Especially the ease they can get it.
The availability of women,
the
vagina,
ease that it comes. I mean, God forbid. I mean, like, you got to understand, young black men.
Mm-hmm.
One day he's a short little runt. Then he wakes up out the bed. He's 6'2", ripping muscles, and every girl knocking on your goddamn door.
Well, she already sees it because your son is a tall, good-looking young gentleman, right? You know he's gonna be there, right?
Right. I'm not saying that I don't want him to have sex or he can't have sex and none of that. All I'm saying is I don't want him to be out here getting everybody pregnant and all this crazy.
So you need to tell him how not to do it because you're trying to pass down what your mother passed down to you, which was not have sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what you're gonna try to tell him, right?
No, I'm not going to tell him not to have sex. Of course, I'm going to tell him about safe sex, but
how good does that work?
we would say Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know, you don't sleep with everybody.
The easiest way, you know, you might not want to scare them too young, but the easiest way is find everybody you know, every guy you know that's been on child support. Find about 5 guys, put them in the middle, put a chair in the middle, have them tell their stories. That'll convince them to wear condoms. That is the biggest. If you really want to convince it, because we used to do that with young guys at work. When young guy come in work, he's trying to screw everything. Come here, little nigga. Get about 4 or 5 guys around, start telling stories. Guess what he stops doing?
Did you do the hand around the neck?
No, they didn't have to do that.
Just grab him. Come here.
Especially we get some guy that's really been raked through the coals, man. That's slept in his car or some shit like that. Yeah, man, I had to sleep in my car for a year and a half, man. Mind the child's boy, man. Blah, 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 blah. Call women a few bees and stuff like that, which is mandatory. And then guess what he stops doing? He stopped chasing every kitty cat, loose kitty cat that's floating around. Because now he's thinking.
Right.
That's a deterrent. Saying it, his mama saying that I shouldn't have sex is not a deterrent. Trust and believe.
Once you tell him, see, you got to understand the mind of a teenager. Once you tell them they can't do something, what usually happens?
They would probably want to try it anyway.
They're going to do it even more so.
And especially if you got friends at camp, little girls at camp saying, guess what I'm going to do this week? I'm going to suck me some dick.
Right.
So the thing is, you have to teach them how to do it responsibly. Say, look.
And how old was that little girl who said that shit? What kind of mama she got? Jesus Christ.
She probably was white. Saying something like that. You laugh, she's white. I'm telling you, she's white. She wasn't black.
Most likely.
A black girl wouldn't say that. A little 11-year-old black girl wouldn't say that. A white girl would. When she white, Bridget?
Most likely, because it's probably about, you count on one hand how many us there.
Oh, and he goes to a predominantly white school?
Oh shit.
Oh, you setting your boy up for failure, man.
Well, at least one thing.
No, this is camp.
Okay.
Bullshit.
So in your city, in where you live, is it predominant?
I wanted to come on here and be like, nigga, come on, nigga. Nigga, come on.
Yeah. Y'all can jump in. You don't. The chair is open for anybody. Okay. So
And how's my rudeness? Hello, ladies.
Good evening.
Hey, how you doing, Charles?
Yeah. You must have had a good weekend. You like how you? That's your receptive voice, huh?
Oh yes.
That's what it sounds. Wait a minute, that's a receptive voice. I ain't heard that one before.
That's that. Hey, you busy? They said, hey, I heard you were off this weekend.
Yeah, I'll help you weekend. Anyway.
Hey, Kim. I like them eyes.
They like you too.
Thank you. Hey, cats.
You gonna get me cut?
Nah, I'm sneaking in. I'm sneaking in. I'll make copies of some diaries. That's what I'm going to do.
How you doing, cats?
I'm good. How are you?
Almost as fine as you. I just love picking with cats. It's just so fun. And I can't forget my lovely Charlie Willie.
That's it. Charlie Willie muted up. Charlie Willie, you ain't getting no candygram, are you? You might be.
Try you tell them that ain't none of they dang on business. Your birthday is being celebrated.
Hey, Charlie Willie muted. Mark Charlie Willie might have got, the doorbell might have rang.
A nice bottle of wine, a nice gentleman collar makes a good night, doesn't it?
Anyway.
I still have a lot of times, like I've noticed that when people don't, when you were talking about females love male energy, and I remember a video you did, and it was very profound. Respect your energy.
Yeah.
So if you want my energy, it pays. Like sometimes you got to know when to. See, this is the slick thing men got to learn. Is how to give a woman a lot of energy and then cut it.
Yeah, I was just telling that. That's beta game. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a lot of energy. I'm gonna cut it. Why you don't call me no more? No, because you don't want to go out. Okay, we'll go out. I'll pay. People say it doesn't happen, but it happens. Especially if she finds you attractive in multiple different ways. Oh, she'll pay. She'll pay attention. She'll come over clean. She'll do a lot. She'll earn it.
Mm-hmm.
Question: when do you have to take that approach, and why?
When depends on what your goal is. Okay, if your goal is just to it's just to be around and be a friend, that's different. If your goal is to sleep with her, that's when you cut the energy because you're trying to basically trying to get her addicted to you.
You know, and there's an old saying that we live by: "I don't simp for free." You know, you want my energy, so you got to understand. Here's the basic law that every man knows: it is easier for you to get dick than me to get pussy. Whether if you like the dick or not,
Not for everybody, but go ahead.
Yeah, oh yeah, it
you
is
said
for
that what?
everybody. It is for
You
everybody.
said that's even more of a law than Newton's. Okay.
Hmm.
That motherfucker will never change. Okay,
Hmm.
I don't give a fuck how advanced we become. It's the truth. Get used to it.
I've seen some of the some girls that
Mhm.
you wouldn't be seen with on the street. Okay.
Have you looked at those chicks who look like pro wrestlers with
Hmm.
baby strollers? What
Hmm.
the fuck does that tell you?
Well,
Somebody had to hit it.
yeah, in other words, there's the 5 to 12 girls, okay, and then there's the 12 to 5 girls.
So what you guys are saying is that there's someone for everyone.
Not even
No,
that.
no,
It's
no, no,
just that guess what? As long as you got a hole, it gets filled.
there's something that's gonna get filled. Somebody will hit it. You know,
So
whether it's out whether you can demonstrate it out in public or behind closed doors.
remember the girl from the subway station and the guy when she said you ain't got no rights.
Hmm. Yeah, you
She
ain't got no
absolutely.
freedom. You ain't got no freedom.
See,
Yeah, I
uh,
remember.
see,
oh,
y'all don't
oh,
realize
did you,
was she an upper echelon or was she like a 2 or 3?
I rang a 4.
remember the woman that was actually the what is it, Melissa Harris Parrish? They were actually at the that talk, and she got up into the mic and she said, "I have 4 kids by 3 baby daddies."
Yes.
What
Mhm.
did she look like?
A dresser.
Average.
Y'all
Average,
stupid.
She looked like
You
a
average.
dre-
said a
she looked like
I'm
a
done
goddamn
with you.
Say
she looked
what?
like
Say
a
what, Kendra?
goddamn
So
dresser set.
Say what, Kendra?
I'm done with Charles because he said she looked like a dresser.
I was gonna say dresser. I was gonna say refrigerator, but that's just me.
She built Ford tough.
I mean, she was man, she
Ford
was
tough,
like that was
y'all.
the juggernaut bitch. God damn.
So you telling me in her back pocket she had the ruby?
She had the ruby quartz of syntax. You know, I bet you when she takes forward motion, nothing on earth can stop that forward motion.
Wow.
I mean, she was built like a fucking lineman. I mean, I checked this. You could tell, man. The only reason I could tell she a woman because she was pregnant then and she thought about the babies.
Mhm.
But if you look very closely, you can see the Super Bowl rings on her right finger.
Oh,
And
stop.
she's not short. She's 6 feet tall. She's not no itty bitty tiny women. And she ain't just short and stocky. She's big. She's 6 feet tall. She ain't no little woman.
Used to be a sparring partner for George Foreman back in the day.
Yeah.
Ain't y'all wrong, but it's true
Mhm.
though. The accuracy.
Yeah. Well, say when we say Charles can tell you, we've all sinned and come up short. Okay, as men.
Mhm, mhm.
Have you fallen short of the
we,
glory of God
we
sometimes?
fallen. Yeah, I've fallen short a couple
You
of times.
don't want to make chicks like that mad because
Yeah.
she'll box you like she lost his clothes, like trying to get stains out and shit. Trying to get stains.
Hey, Charles, that's when you don't even go back in that neighborhood no more because you don't want to be
Mm-mm.
spotted.
Mm-mm. You don't even drive past it. That
You
shit is
drive
omitted
past
from your
it.
memory.
There he
You doing
is.
like mental
There,
brainwashing.
there
Who are
he
you?
is.
I remember
Oh
I had to
my
do it. Who are
goodness.
you? They were like, you know me. No, I do not.
Mhm.
But I remember. Is your name Charles? I
Yeah.
could not confirm nor
I,
deny.
I was glad to
Mhm.
get to the point where you will not get me in this kind of trouble no more. Look down at your partner, your little head down there. You ain't getting me in this trouble no more. Never again.
That's,
Anyway,
that's why a lot of guys gotta stop giving Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels performances in the bedroom. That's what's making them women crazy, man.
Yeah, well, the thing is, yeah, that and there you have a lot of women that are, I don't think a lot of women are having sex just to have sex. I think it's just a shortcut to having an emotional attachment. Women actually want to belong, to something. That's like when a lot of women have a child because they need to bond with something.
That's what it's like. It feels great to be a man sometimes. Stick your dick and move on.
Well, I have dogs.
This is after dark yet. Is this X's show?
When I get on, it's
Charles
already
came to set it off.
Yeah,
That
Charles.
nigga got some Henny. He full of Henny.
You know what it is? What it is? Bridget kicked it off because.
Don't complain.
Oh yeah. It was you because you telling us. You was you because you telling us something we already know. You trying to pretend. Even you know that. You can't come on this panel and bob and weave. Okay, you bob and weave, you'll get that straight right, like boop.
And then she laughing like, you got me, nigga. I know.
She knew. She tried to sell it. I had to give her credit. She tried to sell it.
I mean, she
knew she wasn't going. She wasn't going to get. She knew she wasn't going to get away with it.
I was looking at her like, nigga. Really, nigga?
We wasn't like, really. Come on, really? You believe that?
You're 12-year-old. You see, you got to realize who are the greatest con artists ever. They're called your kids. Your kids will be the greatest a teenager. Shit, I already looked at my son. I'll be like, oh, you got a little bit of your granddaddy and your father. Oh, you cute kid. No. As soon as he told me he wanted to cut his little hair off because he had that little style called the karate the kids get. And he wanted to get waves because he'd been hanging around teenage wrestlers. I was like, yeah.
Here he's on his way. He's on his way.
Like, he want to get waves. We wearing a stocking cap.
Yeah.
Said, Daddy, look, I got one wave. I said, okay. I know.
If he takes showers and want to smell good, you know that he's a Jedi. Like his father. The real thing is, I'm gonna tell you what Bridget's thinking, right? She gonna say, what am I thinking, nigga? Exactly. Tell me. You're not afraid of your son, you're afraid of the little girls that are around him. Because you know what's up, aren't you? Isn't it true?
I put it this way. They're not gonna be coming around here.
What's your son's name?
Just call him T.
T.
Hey, can T come out and play?
No.
She knows. And she looks like her mom in the back of her head. Them fast ass girls after my son.
Them fast ass little heifers. I had to tell. I had one parent tell me, I don't think it's appropriate to talk to my son about sex. I said, ma'am, how old are you? I'm 30. I'm 30. How old's your son? 15. Get my point. And she was like, carry on.
But it's different. It's my son. It's my baby. That's different.
You see, men don't look at children as babies. They look at them as little people. Sometimes terrorists when they get on your goddamn nerves. And you don't negotiate with them terrorists, okay? See, the thing about it is with a man, we don't want our kids having sex, but we got to prepare for the thing.
Yeah, I have one question for you, Bridget. Is his voice changing?
Yeah.
Huh?
Everything is changing.
No, I mean, is his voice getting deeper?
Is he coming from this to coming to this?
Right now, it just cracks. It's not actually.
Oh yeah, you in trouble, girl.
Oh man.
Yeah, you better have that talk. You better have that talk real quick.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. When his voice starts to crack, that means the hormones are kicking in. Yeah.
And does he play sports?
Because if you wait till it gets to its deeper, then it might be too late. So you better start having that talk now.
Does he play sports?
That's another reason why I have to talk with him, because I have sat back and looked at these girls, especially I was a black guy play sports. They were setting them up. All that.
Yeah. So we had to talk. That's what we had to talk. We can't just call her name. We had to say nigga. Come on.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
not
yeah,
We got to talk
yeah.
to her.
Come on,
oh, we
Come
nigga,
on.
whatever. I'm not having none of
Come
come on, man.
on, come on. We had to talk to him because you ain't being cooperative.
that.
We had
Oh, girl.
I gotta invoke the spirit of the esteemed Professor Cerulean Gray. You know you fucked up, right?
I'm gonna tell you honest and true. Okay, from my bottom of my heart, I've said this before.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we talk about them,
Mm-hmm.
much as we don't want to wife them up, okay, men love sluts.
Hmm.
I'll repeat it again. Men love sluts. We just don't want to marry them because we know when we love when if you get a bunch of dudes together, they might talk about Susie. Let's giving it up, but guess what they're gonna do after they break up?
Go to the next
Hey Susie, what you doing? Girl, I done heard about you. Men love sluts. Remember that. Remember, if you don't remember nothing else, don't listen to them.
one.
Okay,
It's like I
don't
had to
listen.
tell,
We done,
like I had to tell she who will not be named. She
mhm,
was like, I see a bunch of these guys getting around being with sluts. I
mhm.
said, they're not being with sluts. They're just using them for what they're good for.
Well, that's their role. Unfortunately, didn't we just have this talk? Kendra actually had a whole show about this.
The whole girl.
The whole girl.
Yeah, we had this talk. It's just it's difficult for non-whores to understand.
See,
Non-whores don't get it.
Understood, Kendra. I get it.
Non-whores don't get it. And you know why non-whores don't get it?
This one
I'm
is
gonna tell
funny.
you why non-whores don't get it. Non-whores don't understand
Oh.
what's the attraction for them or how long they have to wait until the guy gets that out of his system where he's looking now for the non-whore.
Well,
That's what she doesn't understand.
you can blame that on your mothers, okay?
but you got to understand.
Because
You're
because
talking to.
because
Oh,
we
go ahead,
would
DJ.
because the thing is we have respect for non-horrors that has been indoctrinated into us. Okay, so we don't like to ruin non-horrors. Okay, that's it. If it wasn't for that, guess what? You'd be on the menu too.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And you got to understand, you're talking to Dr. Falkenstein, PhD in horology.
Well,
Okay, you
see,
got.
I was fortified. I was trial by fire.
Uh-huh.
So my walk away game is on point.
Yeah.
All
Let
this
me
other
ask you
different shit is sort of on point because
Hmm.
I was at one point for some guys the girl that they were gonna try to scoop by at 2 o'clock in the morning, but I
Oh,
can't take you
okay.
nowhere.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So
They try to put you in the
try to put
category.
me in
The
that
category
category.
the 12 to 5. You don't want to find out the
Yes.
12 to 5 category.
Yeah, they try to put me in that box, and I'm
No,
like, nah,
no, no.
no, we not going in that box. And then, well, you know why? Cause y'all know how y'all do. Call a nigga at 12 o'clock. What you on?
Mm,
Nothing. I'm
see,
sleep.
mm-hmm.
you're too pretty for that category. You're too pretty for that
They
category.
didn't think so
See,
Well, at the time,
at the time. They
well,
didn't think so.
you probably bloomed a little later, right?
No,
You didn't?
did
no,
their minds change when you
especially
went to the swimming
physically.
pool? Did their
Uh,
minds?
But you kept covered up though, right?
well, after the whole swimming thing,
Hmm.
that's what made them want me to be the 12 to 5
Oh, okay.
because it was like, oh yeah, oh you're hiding that under there,
Hmm.
but I'm still not. I don't want my boy to know that I like that.
Oh, okay, because you already been put in the category already.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so we can't take you out front, but I definitely can take you out back. So I'm like, I ain't going back behind the woodshed, nigga. Yeah.
Well, because you already done hung out with guys and you already done heard about the 12 to 5 girls.
I already
You
know.
already know,
So
yeah.
it's like, nah, nigga, we can't do that. I never get out of that category, nigga.
You sure won't.
No.
You sure will not. That is true.
Like
That
I
is
can't
true.
do that. And then after that whole fiasco,
Hmm.
it was just like my walkaway game had to be cool because then you run into guys that do the whole whatever y'all call the little beta thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I was so upfront. I didn't understand that tactic because I was so upfront.
Okay.
I don't like games. So if I like you, I like you. So I'm just gonna be there. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? I'm just gonna talk to you.
Mhm.
I don't have time for, well, man, I'm gonna pull back so he don't know that I really like him. Fuck it, I like you. And
Mhm.
then they would pull back. I chase a little bit.
Mhm.
I chase a little bit, depending on the guy, depending on how much I like. I chase a little bit. I'm not completely averse to any chasing at all, but I
Mhm.
won't beg. And for me, the line is thin between chasing and begging you.
Okay, with a lot of guys talking, we see the pull, the push and pull is normal. Beta game. You ever see the what is it? I was gonna say the movie The Sting, with the long, which is well, beta game is actually a long con. So in other words, um, what's that movie? What's that series like Ocean's 11 with a series based off of that where it's like a con game, right? But it's a long con. In other words, to run a proper beta game, you can't do it within a few weeks. It's like it at the very minimum, a good beta game is like 90 days. That's how come your target has to be worth it because it's a long con.
Well, then, okay, I had the guys that I don't mind a little push and pull. I
Mm-hmm.
don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
But if we were talking normally,
Mm-hmm.
that sudden switch up where now I'm not talking at all with
Uh-huh.
no explanation,
Uh-huh.
that kind of ticks me off.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't just throw the whole dude away.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait. I'll pull back because if you pull back, I'll pull back a little bit. Maybe I'm smothering the guy or whatever. Because
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I'm really upfront. If I like you, I like you. I want to talk to you. I want, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, he pulled back a little bit. I'll be patient.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Mm-hmm.
a couple of days, I let a few days pass. I won't call it. Then next time I'll call at a time that I figure is convenient for him.
Mm-hmm.
No answer. Oh, okay. I'll wait another couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Call another time that I think is convenient for him. He might answer, and then he giving me these one word replies like he want to get off the phone. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cause see, I'm not gonna fight you because I figure if you pulling back like that, you don't want to talk to me anymore.
Yeah, well, see, but if you're upfront and direct, then there's no need to run beta game on you.
So then it was like, well, okay, and
Yeah.
then after a while, they come
Mm-hmm.
back around like, well, why did you stop calling, nigga? Yeah, I'm not gonna beg. Like I'm not gonna be one of them females that call you incessantly all day, every day,
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out where you at and where your attention has gone.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I feel like my feelings might be boo, like I feel some type of way about it, never let them see you sweat. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna chase after you like
Mm-hmm.
that. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, good, cool. You don't want to talk anymore, and then they be feeling some type of way. Like, well, you stop talking to me. Okay, if you want to believe that, if that's what you tell yourself at night, fine. I'm not gonna argue with you. It
Sometimes,
is what it is. I'm gone.
Well,
It's alright.
sometimes it's like that.
so, well, yeah, you got well in any game you're gonna take an L. So
Well, yeah.
any
L's
game.
make you stronger, ladies. Might
I'm
not
saying, well,
believe.
yeah, basically, yeah, you got well, a lot of women have to learn how to take L's, and
They
that's
don't know how.
they don't know how,
It's
and
the
that's
game.
Mm.
It's the game. Women can't take rejection, man.
they can't. Yeah,
You can't take
and
rejection.
that's what I call it about the L. You know, every man's not gonna like you, and
So,
every situation is not for you. So, in other words, you get a star for that attention, or you're basically addicted to that attention. You know, you got to learn how to say, okay, you know, I really like this person and really close to them. Well, guess what? I need to step away. I'm not ready for this. I'm gonna step away and take that L and walk away. Most
And
women,
sometimes rejection is just a blessing in disguise.
yeah, of course, it should be. If you get rejected, like Alan Roger Curry says, what you want is an immediate rejection. So you know the people that are for you and not for you. You want to eliminate all the people that are not for you. So when somebody eliminates themselves, good. Cross them off the list and have the fortitude to keep going. A lot of guys can't do that. Oh man, I really wanted to have sex with this girl, and she was really pretty, and blah blah blah, and she rejected me. So I feel so bad, so I won't go out and try it again. Dude, it's the cost of doing business. Cross her off and keep going.
But you know what I don't understand about guys and rejection? I mean, maybe because I'm a female, but if a lady rejects you and you didn't want to be with her, you just wanted to get some, why is it such a big deal if she rejected you?
Because you don't have
because
testosterone. You don't have testosterone.
because he's
Oh,
horny.
let's put it this way: you ever see this? You ever see this one of these nature films where this cat done stalked his prey for all day or maybe a day and a half, and he's starving,
Yes.
and he finally gets ready to pounce on that prey, and that prey gets away. You see the look on his face, like, damn,
Yeah.
I've got to go hungry for another couple of days, start this all over again. That's the way guys feel when they get rejected. Some guys do. If you're not strong enough to actually get it because you put too much into her ahead of time, because you didn't take the cues because you really wanted this woman, so you didn't take all the cues ahead of time, so you put too much into her, so by the time we really get the message, you're devastated instead of just crossing off the list and go to the next one.
And that's what most men need to focus on, and then we wouldn't have like, big gender wars and just hostility between men and women, because we wouldn't waste time.
Well, unfortunately, human beings are human beings because we're dealing with human beings. No human being likes to be rejected. It's just
Yes.
men. It's cost of doing business for men because that's the position that we're put in. But nobody likes to be rejected. I mean, nobody. So you have to train yourself to get over it, and just like anything else, there's some pain that you got to go through to learn how to be rejected.
No
Yeah,
pain, no gain. Gotta swallow it.
gotta
And see,
swallow
for
it.
ladies, we don't like doing it because we get emotionally attached all fast and shit. It's really a pain in the ass to be a female a lot of times with that emotional shit. And then we have to swallow that whole thing and then try to move on and not obsess about stupid shit
Hmm.
and then just go on about your life. Now I still, what I'm saying, had those feelings and stuff. It became or it becomes a conscious choice.
Hmm.
You're either going to fall prey to your own emotional state and let it control you, or you're going to control it.
Hmm.
Did I have a desire to call those guys and be like, why aren't you talking to me? Why? Yeah, I'm like 18, 17. Of course I do. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, do you really want to be calling this dude incessantly and basically begging him to talk to you?
Thank you. Yeah.
Or do you just want to fall the hell back like a normal person? Do you want to be normal or not? And I chose to be normal. Like, what I'm saying? Like a normal person. Like, okay,
Hmm.
fine. And sometimes it was just blank. They really did just want to stop talking to me or whatever. Maybe I rubbed them the wrong way, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I do have a tendency to do that sometimes,
Hmm.
and they won't tell me why.
Not Kendra.
But
Not.
it's like,
I don't
oh
believe
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Oh
well,
yes. For as many people as like me, I can rub you the wrong way real quick. I definitely can.
Just rub me, Kendra. Just don't rub me the wrong way. Just rub
Just
me.
no, just use you, but don't misuse you. Okay, I get
Just rub me. Just rub me.
it.
Okay, so then BGS
yes,
and
ma'am.
tell me
Mhm.
in particular, what can a black woman do, particularly for a black man? What
Be
would,
black.
As far as what?
as far as say supporting him? I mean, what? So because of society and way, um, things are unique for black men. What,
Okay. I said this before. If we're talking about in general, okay,
mhm,
for any man, but especially black men, okay,
especially black men?
and especially black men. Number one, black men would like women to be not only honest with them, but also honest with themselves. A lot
Hmm.
of black women aren't.
That's the three things that's wrong with black women.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. And then the second thing is to be cooperative,
Hmm.
which the vast majority of black women aren't.
Can I
And
can
then
I jump in
and
for a
and
second, sir?
well, let me finish my point, sir, and then you can jump in.
I'm
Mongo, calm
suffering.
down, Mongo. So and then the last thing is really which is the hardest thing for black women to do, and especially toward black men, is respect him as a person. I don't know why that's so hard. I don't know how respect him as a person. It's very difficult for black women to do that. If you can be honest with him and yourself, if you can be cooperative, and you can look at him as a person, because a lot of black women A lot of black women look at black men as objects, whether it's for his money, the way he looks, where he has sex, whatever his swag, whatever. He's an object.
Okay, I just have one question concerning that. Why is that so? Would you say is that lack of not having like a father or any
No,
siblings?
it's been no. The reason that is because it's been baked in from the very beginning because of slavery experience. Who is as far as respect and all that kind of stuff is the lowest on the totem pole in the United States. Black man. Don't trust him. Don't. He's not any good. He's not worthy. All that kind of stuff has been beat into your head 24/7 from the time that you were born. Even black men think that about themselves, which is something they have to get over. So if it's difficult for black men to get over themselves to get over that, what are their women going to think? Because it's been drilled into their head.
So when you're saying cooperative, I mean, what do you mean? I mean,
work with me.
But basically,
I guess what I'm saying is, you know, guys say they want to lead, but where are you leading that person to? If you
black men really okay. Go ahead, Charles. I'll let you. Go ahead and let you talk. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you. See, that attitude right there, that questioning would never happen with a white woman and white man. Never.
Because she automatically expects him. She's already expecting him to lead, and she's just gonna follow. She's not.
The black women do all this stuff. Have you ever noticed that black women suffer from stress-related diseases that women never struggled with before? Y'all say y'all want something, and this is the number one rule when it comes to a lot of women. You don't believe what a woman says, you believe what she do. Y'all say y'all want a man to lead the house, but as soon as you get married or live with a man, y'all want to try to put the pants on.
They want to manage.
They want to manage. And what happens is you look at us like burdens of, beast of burdens. You don't a lot of black women do not respect black men as men.
And we're going to give the caveat: present company excluded. We're not saying you guys are that.
We're not saying these ladies. I'm smart enough to know there are fine unicorns out there, and not just the ones on the panel. But a lot of it's when I try to explain this to a lot of black women, and I said, "Look, just open your eyes and see this, and see the disdain and disrespect they have for men. Even it boils down to even the children, where you got to tell kids a certain thing because they're not used to male authority, and be cordial. That's the one thing. Oh, I gotta be like for some odd reason." A lot of black women think that you're going to get this upper echelon guy to sweep you off your feet if you mugging and just thoroughly all goddamn day like a goddamn curmudgeon. That's not going to work. Men like to come home to something when you're fighting everything out there and you're black and you going with all kinds of racist shit against you. You're 7 times more likely to be arrested and convicted of a crime. If you're a black boy, you're 10 times more likely to be suspended. You got a lot of shit on your back, though, and here you come home, and you could tell what kind of home you got if the guy waits about 2-3 minutes before the door and be like, "God damn, I gotta go to this goddamn woman," or he gotta be like, "You know what, my baby gonna make me it all right and make me feel better."
Yeah, in other words, a black man should if a black man says he's married to a black woman, okay, and he's doing what he's supposed to do, he should be able to walk in his door and not even think about it. Because Kendrick can tell, because Kendrick's talked about this many. If you listen to Kendrick has said this on many occasions. If that dude walks through the door, he shouldn't have to think about what's going on in his household. Shouldn't have to think about it because his co-pilot has got his back. She's cooperating. They've talked about it. They've talked about it. This is what I want to do, whether it's good or bad. If you don't agree, you don't. If you can't. In other words, if you have to guide where you lead me to, you're on the wrong goddamn bus. Let me ask you, Bridget, if you get on a bus or a subway, something like that, do you ask the driver where you're going?
Yeah, you know where you're going.
You know where you're going. Just like when you get on that dude's bus. I'm not talking about dating him or going to bed with him. Once they get on his bus, why would you get on the bus? You don't know where the dude is going.
Oh, I'm not talking about get on the bus where you don't know where you're going. I'm just saying.
So in other words, if he's your man, you should not be asking where you lead me to.
No, I'm not asking that if he's your man, but I'm just saying in general, when you're out here, people, they're talking about dating because you just said being cooperative, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I didn't specifically state in marriage.
What is it? What basically, basically, there's levels of cooperation, right? So if you're say meeting up with a dude for coffee, there's a level of cooperation that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're going to dinner, there's a level of cooperation. You're not gonna cut up. You're not gonna act a fool. You're not gonna do this, that, and other. You're not gonna mean mug me. You're gonna engage in conversation, right? Because that's what you're here for. That's cooperation. There's levels of cooperation. As you step up, then the level of cooperation actually gets higher. So you don't expect the dude to actually do for you if he just met you, right? Same
Right.
thing. The same thing. If we just meet you, of course we don't expect much out of you. Expect to have a decent conversation, have a nice time because you want to be here. That's it. That's what we mean by cooperative. And there's levels of it. But if you talk about you're out here dating, you're not asking me when it's about cooperation. You're not asking, uh, 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 that's a broad question. What are you looking for in a man? What are men looking for in women?
Hmm.
And
Well,
the thing is, if a guy approaches you, the biggest thing why guys are doing all this crazy crap about approaching women and doing all this stupid shit is because at some point in time that stupid shit has worked.
mhm.
If every black woman got on code and she's out in the street and every black woman got on code and said, you know what, bruh, I respect your compliment, but guess what? You're not my cup of tea. Maybe somebody else is, and move on. If every woman did that, then every dude would get on code and say, she was upfront, she was honest with me, and I just got to go to the next woman. The thing when it gets to be a problem is when you get them knucklehead chicks that like to play games.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And
So,
see,
so,
that's when I don't like games.
hmm
I hate games. I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you.
go ahead. Yeah. She needs to hear from you.
I mean, but like you said, it's levels to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a weeding process. And this is why I said L's make you stronger
Hmm.
because you're going to take some. If you are out here looking for a real solid relationship, whether that be marriage on the books or off the books, whether that is you just gonna carry it like a man, whatever it is, you have to lead with what you want him to see. And I don't mean a fake version. Not calling you fake. I'm just saying.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't mean a fake version. I mean the real you, who you are. Like I lead with my energy because that's what I want him to know. If
Hmm.
we get far enough, he gonna get to the rest of the goodies. He gonna get cookies because I don't go out with people that I don't intend to give cookies to unless he ruin it somehow before we get there. If he ruin it somehow, then hey,
That's a
I
whole
don't know what
show.
to tell you.
That's a
But
whole
it,
show
but
by itself.
you know what I'm saying? I
Well,
don't know what to tell you, dude. If you ruined it, I had every intention to give you cookies,
Yeah,
but
and
goody,
you did,
good
and
googly goo.
you talked yourself out of it.
Talk
some people
yourself
could
out
talk
of it.
Yeah,
themselves out of a wet dream
yeah,
pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah.
yep.
So, and then I lead with my energy. It's by turns feminine and masculine. It is what it is. Can't change it. I'm not gonna change it. I just refine it. And I'm gonna have good conversation with the dude. Some dudes are gonna like it. Some dudes didn't. The dudes that didn't walked away. They may
Hmm.
not have done it rudely, but it just, it fizzled out. It didn't go anywhere. I didn't beat myself up about it. When I was young, I did, but then you get older, you figure it out.
Hmm.
So it's just like, okay, well, he just wasn't the guy for me. Don't make him a bad guy. He just didn't like maybe it was something in the personalities, it wasn't gonna mesh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the situation was, it is fine. Eventually you find the guy that is rocking with that energy. You know what I'm saying? He
Hmm.
like that energy that come from you, and you like the energy that come from him. It pretty much starts there, and that interplay when you first try to get to know people. You know what I'm saying? Lead with what you want people to know.
Hmm.
Lead with what you want him to respect,
Hmm.
because the ass and the kitty, that's gonna come up anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really no need to lead with that, because if you like the guy and y'all get far enough into it, that's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. A lot of women lie and play these games because they want the energy for free.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
he gonna give you his energy. He gonna give it to you anyway because if he like you, he listen. I had plenty of dudes that just like the energy. Most of the dudes that ended up sleeping with me, that's what they were attracted to first.
mm-hmm,
They were attracted to my energy, how I was talking to them, how I was, what I'm saying, moving around.
mm-hmm,
And it was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like, well, I do kind of like her, you know what I'm saying? Even
mm-hmm.
if it didn't quite start out that way with me. Like I said in another video, my friend zone is not a doorway. It's not a wall.
That's
It's
okay.
a door.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It's a difference. So, you know what I'm saying? It was just like it was cool. Just be cool with the guy. And if he like your energy, he like it. If he don't, he don't. He'll move on.
Let me ask you, Anel. Anel's bringing up my old line. Did you ever use that line, Anel? And how did it work for you? It's an
So
old
I'm so
line.
I'm so
That line is
glad that
almost
your
40 years old.
Kendra, I'm so glad your friend zone isn't like the Phantom Zone where you banished them forever.
Oh, no, no, no. My friend zone. Actually, my friend zone is the sweet spot. That's where you want to be. My friend zone is the complete. It's the bizarro friend zone because only in the deep recesses of a friend zone can you never escape. That I do have that. But my general waiting room friend zone, that's a
Okay.
door. That's not a
Okay.
wall.
Okay.
Please don't. I'll be like, please don't friend zone me, Kendra.
No, the friend zone is the doorway. That's actually the quickest way to actually be anything to me because if I don't respect you enough to kick it with you, you're not gonna
Okay.
get no cookies.
Anyway, so you're wasting your time anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, but that's being honest and cooperative is just with is best. It's just being cooperative is just not being an ass,
Combative.
not being yeah, being combative. You know, and a lot of women period like being combative because it excites them. They like being combative.
And be cordial. Actually treat a man nice. Like,
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
don't think like it's breaking. Like it's like
yeah.
pulling teeth out of a damn jaguar.
You know,
Like,
there's an art. There's an art to rejecting somebody politely, and it is an art, and
yeah,
it's a lost art. And I think that should come back because there's a way to reject a man and not have it go bad. You know, there's some, and I think if a lot of women learn that art, then we get rid of all these knuckleheads that actually get uppity and make a scene when they get rejected. Because a lot of times dudes do that is because they feel embarrassed and they feel slighted. You know, and they have to make a big pronouncement to the rest of the world that I didn't give a, I ain't care about that bitch anyway, blah, 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 you know, because they have to protect their dignity. Yeah.
Mhm. And thanks, Kendra. Now, I do want to say this and call me prejudice, what have you, but
Call
it
you
is
call you what?
prejudice, whatever.
Okay.
Okay. Another thing that I talked to my son about is at least I try to from a woman's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
but I try to tell him what it's like to be, or what I think what it's like to be a black man growing up. I let him know that he's black and
Mm-hmm.
what the world is like out there. So when he get to that age, he won't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're talking about girls, I know you guys were talking about loose girls, this and that, but I also talk to them about white girls. And what I mean by that is because
Mm-hmm.
I sat back and looked at how sometimes parents groom the white girls to go after athletes so they can be their meal ticket in the future. And
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, we don't do that here. You got a meal ticket, you're gonna give it to a black woman. And
Well, it's easier said than done.
uh-oh.
okay, but wait a minute. But like I told him, there's every rainbow of color in black.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that's white, get somebody that looks like they're white.
What you need to do is put him around black girls that fit the bill.
See, this is the problem when it comes to the contradictory that she just spoke of.
What's contradiction?
It's like you want them to be around black girls, but you got them around white girls all the time.
And
Like
then
it's
we're gonna ask Bridget.
No,
What is
no,
the
no.
what is the biggest factor to dating and mating?
What is the
Proximity.
Proximity. You're gonna date what you're around.
Mm-hmm. It's socialization and
And
proximity.
even the black girls that have gone to white schools, they will tell you uh, the majority of what the kids are around, that's who they date. So in other words, there might be a small pool of black boys and just a gang of white girls. Um, and the black girls are saying, well, how can we get overlooked? Okay, it's called numbers. Are
I
you
mean,
going?
it's a mixed school. I
Huh?
mean, it's mixed, and I guess what I'm
What
telling them
was it? How mixed is it?
thoroughly mixed.
No, no,
I, it's
no. Come
not.
on, no, no. What
I mean,
percentage?
I
You know,
don't have the exact numbers.
no, no, oh,
I mean,
no,
you have
but
to look
just,
at
no, no.
everybody. Yeah.
I'll tell you about me from 8 years old, from 9 years old up until the time we actually went through college. Right, went to nothing but majority white schools. So when I started going to the elementary school, like by the beach, when I was a
Mm-hmm.
kid, okay, it was like 90% white. So in other words, by eyeball, come on, Bridget, you can tell me, eyeball it. What more or less, what is the percentage of white kids in that school? Eyeball it.
You probably have more white kids than you have black, but then you got Africans, you got
Yeah, is it
Indian.
in other
I
words,
mean,
is it 60%, 70%, 80%, but by eyeballing? And what do you see?
uh,
Come
because
on,
I
be
mean
real.
everything. Hold on, I'm calculating because everything is changing. I mean, when I first moved out here, it was mostly white, but now it's not. Um, I'd probably say close to 50 or 60-40
64,
along that line.
60 40.
But
The vast majority of little girls you see walking to the school are what?
I would say white as far as the 60%, but I'm thinking about as far as high school that he's going to go to mostly black schools. So what I'm
Then if it's a mostly black school, that'll take care of itself.
But you
yeah,
know,
but I don't
here's
want
another thing,
One
Bridget.
at a time, one at a time, one at a time.
Here's another thing.
Let her
I'm
finish this.
sorry. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead, Snow.
finish.
another thing. I don't want him caught up dating a white chick no more, and she want to cry and all the time. You a black man. Leave that alone.
And the thing is, you got to basically, instead of saying leave him alone, let him look at Me Too videos and dudes that've been through it.
Okay.
You know that plus his friend, if that's going on amongst his circle, his boys will let him know.
Okay.
I mean, who's on the team? Is it mostly black kids, or is it mixed? What?
Oh, well, he plays select, so it's all white.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So all his boys are white. All his boys are dating what? White girls.
Well, no, not all his boys are white. I'm talking about
I'm talking the people on his team, right?
you talking about sports. Sports is separate from school.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
My
Now,
my
his boys at school
my
are black.
my son is a semi-pro basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
We've been through this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we've been through this. He dates basically Hispanic girls, but there's a reason for that. But what I'm saying is, um, if you've been on a team, then you know who the closest people to you. Ain't the people in school is your teammates. If you're an athlete, because that's your interest. They share your interest.
Okay.
So in other words, you'll be able to play. He's just what 11 years old. You got time.
Yeah, yeah.
You got time. But the thing is,
I'm trying to learn now.
it depends on where you send them to school. If you send them to school with white girls, and trust and believe, white girls are aggressive. All women compete for the top notch guys. Just white girls do it better.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want him to be around, if you want him to date the kind of black girls that you want him to date, you have to put him around them. It's proximity.
Okay.
So you got to
Thanks.
find a way. That's how come the boule or the upscale black families. Guess where they take their kids to hang out. Jack and Jill, right?
Right.
In other words, it's a closed loop. Okay, we're not gonna leave it a chance. You're only gonna be around these kind of girls. So you have no choice except to date those kind of girls, because those are the only girls you're gonna be around.
Okay.
It's in your neighborhood, who you go to school with, and in sports, you know. And so if he's on, if he's on a team that's all white and it continues that way, those are his boys. Who are they going out with? Are they going out with white girls? He's
Oh,
going
boy.
then white girls are going to be on the menu. I'm not saying he's going to pick one, but they're going to be on the menu.
Mm.
Because you date a lot of guys. I don't know how girls do it. A lot of guys date with their peers alike. So if white guys are his peers, guess who he's going to date?
Okay.
When I was with the white schools, before high school, I hung around white guys. Those were my peers. Guess who I wanted to date?
Mm.
And my mind didn't change until I did what? Change my peer group. Then I had all black guys hanging around me. Then guess who I wanted to date?
Okay.
So in other words, just something to think about. It's different from each kid. Some kid, with me as growing up, I just didn't find white girls sexually attractive. So that's probably why I never really dated white girls or got married to white girls because I didn't find them attractive. Hopefully, if you're lucky, he won't find white girls attractive. Then you have nothing to worry about.
Mhm.
But whatever gets this crank rolling, you can't. In other words, this is one thing that I can agree with Obsidian. I don't agree on with him much. It's one thing I agree on. You can't tell a man what gets his crank going. Same
Yeah.
same thing with a woman. You can't just like you can't tell a woman what gets her kitty wet. Can't tell a man what gets his crank going. It is what it is. My son, his mother is jet black. I mean chocolate, and so is his sister. So is his grandma, chocolate. He dates nothing but Hispanics and biracial women. So how come you don't date dark women? Don't get his crank rolling.
Mm.
Is that part about being socialized too?
Yeah, but in a different way. I can be honest about it. Um, that's the best way for women to encourage their sons to date somebody like her is to love themselves. A lot of black
Hmm.
women don't love themselves, and his mother and his grandmother, they're dark, and they have that dark woman syndrome where they don't like being dark. Even though
Okay, I was
even
gonna
though his
say.
mother even though his mother was a gorgeous, I mean they do mean a gorgeous black woman, a beautiful black woman. I mean beautiful black woman. She's basically she literally is big booty Brenda. She basically is a baller chick. So in other words, if it was up to her, athletes, singers, and dope dealers and stuff like that. In other words, the high skill people. In other words, those are the kind of guys that are attracted to her, even though she's dark. But the thing is, she had this thing about being dark skin, and so did his grandmother. So he grew up seeing women that didn't like being dark. So guess what? He didn't pick. He didn't pick dark women.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
basic. So as far as color is concerned, you basically a lot of things about color and the kind of women that you pick, that men pick, as far as color depends on a lot of that stuff depends on their mother. A lot of that stuff, a lot of the children get their keys about mating from their mother. Really do. So if a dark skinned woman is constantly trying to wear weaves and wear the silky hair and putting skin lightening skin on her and putting blue contacts in, and so that his son, 9 times out of 10, the son is going to want uh, something that she wants to be. If she don't like being dark, he's gonna pick. Okay, well, Mama didn't like being dark, so I'm gonna get a woman that it's not dark. That's high yellow or maybe even white because Mama wear straight hair and blue contacts, so she want me to get a blonde hair, blue eyed white girl.
Why
Okay,
get the imitation when I could get the
get
real
the
thing?
real thing. Yeah,
That's another thing that gets me about black women is that Jesus Christ. It
Eh,
goes back a little bit, a few minutes back to what we said. Love yourself because you cannot love whatever man you're with and then not love yourself because that's going to trickle down
it's
to
gonna trickle down.
your
It does.
relationship,
It does.
your children. And it's like when I look at those certain situations where you have a mixed school, because I went to a mixed school for like a semester in high school. You know what the issue black girls don't do with black guys? It's not the fact that black guys like white girls, it's the fact that black girls don't make themselves available to the guys. They don't
No.
like they don't. They just sit there. They snarl at you.
Yeah, it's a different mating strategy, really.
Yeah, I just looking at it like, why the fuck are you so mean? Like Jesus.
It's just a different mating strategy. When you 7, 8 years old, how you know a little black girl likes you? She punches, she socks you in the back and runs and laughs as she's running. Tee hee hee. It,
I never got
it,
that till I was like in my teens, and that I'm sorry for throwing a rock at her.
it,
I didn't know.
it, so and it's just a different mating strategy. And when you're in a mixed environment, it might not be a winning strategy.
Mm-mm.
It
They
just
don't
might.
put the
But,
girls like this.
we're socialized. We're socialized. So basically, like I said, I had to learn that over time with myself. Um, if a woman didn't have a little meanness in her, I didn't like her.
Mm.
I could never, and it was just weird to me. I said, how come I don't like women don't have a little, we call it fire, but a little meanness to her. They have some meanness to her where if she's sweet and kind and how can I say, uh, retiring and chaste and all that kind of stuff, I didn't like her because that's not what I grew up with. That's not the kind of women in my circle. That's not who my mother was. It's not who my aunts were. So see a white woman that's that way, it's like, ugh. It's just too soft for me. It's like eating marshmallows, ugh. So I'm saying, and that's that a lot of guys are used to it. So even if that's how come a lot of black guys date white women and abuse them because they're using their mating strategy on the white women, and that's abuse to a white woman because you are abusing them because that's not what they're about. So a white woman is really bending over. She said, "Okay, if he doesn't like me, I'll be more accommodating to him." And basically, and so the black guy takes more and more and more to the point where she don't have nothing to give because it's a different dynamic than what he's learned. So that's why a lot of you see a lot of black guys that date white women, and you say, why is he treating her so bad? Because he's not because
Wow.
there's no so because there's no because black women will always give you pushback. She don't like something, she gonna give you pushback. Sometimes she just give you pushback just to give you pushback because there ain't nothing to do. And and a white woman won't. So she don't give no she doesn't give any resistance. Black guys just keep taking more and more and more to the point where it looks like abuse. He doesn't really mean to abuse her. It's just he's just been socialized in a different way.
So, ladies, the lesson here is this: show him your teeth sometimes. The operative word is
Sometime.
sometimes.
Mm.
Not every day, not once a week. Nobody wants to hear that shit. But he's gonna pull it out of you. He's gonna try to. He's trying to pull it out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Told that story already with my husband. He tried. He did. He did pull it out of me. Just sometimes, because then it becomes just contentious for no reason. And you don't want to be contentious for no reason because the guys that wears him out. And he's like, I gotta fight you. But if he keeps trying you, because everybody shit tests, so he's gonna come up with it sometimes. What are you gonna do? Let me just do some shit and see what your reaction is gonna be. You know what I'm saying? He wants to see what your reaction is gonna be. He gonna do some shit, or he gonna make you think he did some shit just to see how you gonna react in that situation. And then if you react how whatever he deems is according, he'll stop shit testing and you can move on.
Because dudes take mental notes. Women don't believe that. When most black women, black women especially think that men don't pay attention. And let me ask a question: why do black women think that black men are stupid?
I didn't know they did.
They do. They do. He's
For the
like,
same reason they don't respect
okay,
anything about you.
Because
yeah, go ahead, Janelle.
because I guess they feel like they're smarter.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But they do. They don't think that he ain't gonna find out about this. I'm gonna do this, and he ain't gonna remember this. He ain't gonna remember this next week. or if I can do this, he'll get over it within a couple days.
You know why they do that though? On the real tip,
Why?
because a lot of times, unless the guy is unusually naggy or nitpicky,
Mm-hmm.
he's not gonna say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He'll note it, but even if he mention it, it won't be constantly. And so it's almost like out of sight, out of mind. Like if he doesn't say anything about it, then I quote unquote got away with it.
Okay.
Just because he didn't mention it, but that doesn't mean he didn't know it or
Mm-hmm.
and didn't form an opinion about it.
Mm-hmm.
He just decided that it wasn't worth being in a big confrontation. He's just gonna take the information that he took from that.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be used later if some bullshit come up. Trust.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, we're formulating a strategy.
Yeah,
And
because
sometimes I
if
don't
it's
even
too
say
much shit, he gonna quit you. But he's quitting you. If he get to the point where he quitting you, he's doing that while quote unquote still in a relationship. He's just
nothing.
extracting himself emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it's actually funny. Like I'm a laid back type of guy. Yes, I did, you know, plug a Frankie Beverly song. But most women, because I date nothing but black women that I've dealt with, always gotta shit test me just to see what pushes his buttons.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
all. That's
And
all
it's
women.
like
Yeah.
because they're like, you don't get upset about shit too long, except for that one thing they might do. I blow up and then it's done. And they're like, why you back to hugging and kissing me? You're damn near about to throw a couch at me. I'm over it. Like, and they're like, I had she who will not be named ask me like, what are the things you don't like about me? I said about two, maybe three things, but definitely two, and I couldn't remember the rest because I'm just so over it. That's just how my personality is. I say what I say. I'm over it. They
Nah,
a lot of times.
keep it funky. You know they can only take two or three. You bring out 20, you might get some tissues.
Well, then
If
somebody
I
needs
bring
to
out 20,
tell
if I
mine.
bring out 10, I'm gonna get tissues.
You gonna get tissues because she goes. "Ooh." So you only give her only about two or three, and then is that all? Hey,
Mine was a barbarian. That nigga said.
what did he say?
I asked him that question one time.
Oh boy, okay. You didn't ask him again, did you?
I didn't have to because he would bring it up periodically on his own. Um, he was a savage, man. I was a savage. I asked him one time, I was like, what is it that you don't like about me? I was like, because it was all getting all emotional. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? I know you love me, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
think you like me very much.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, why do you say that? I said, listen, dude, you don't like me all that much. Okay. You love me for whatever your reasons are, but you don't necessarily like me. He said, I like you just fine. It's just a few things I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. So the conversation went on. I said, well, so because he started naming them off.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, how many don't you like? He said, it's hard to say. He said, he said, it's about a good, I'm gonna say a good 10 things I don't like about you. 10
Mm-hmm.
solid things. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, it's about 20% of your whole personality that I don't
Oh my goodness. Okay.
like. I said,
Yeah,
excuse me?
he's
I
savage.
said,
He's savage.
excuse me, dude.
Mm.
He said, yeah, about 20%. He's like, but don't worry about it. The 80% is awesome. The 80%
Okay.
that I like is awesome. The
Okay.
20% I hate it.
So, hey, my I had an older woman that I used to date. Right? She said, "Don't kiss me on the cheek to soften the blow."
Right,
Because I used to do that. I give her some hard news, something she didn't like, and kiss her on the cheek. She said, "Nigga, don't kiss me on the cheek to soften the blow."
right. That's why he said, and then I started crying.
Of
Of course,
course,
I cried.
yeah.
And he's like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "You don't like me." He's like, "Is that what you heard?" I
Yeah.
said, "That's exactly what I heard. I didn't hear anything about 80%. I only heard
See,
20."
Well, what did
see,
you
you
ask?
know,
What did you ask them about?
Huh?
You asked him what don't you like about me, right?
Well, he was naming them off anyways. So I just finished it up. I was like,
oh
"Well, you're
god
naming them,
damn.
so we might as well get the conversation out."
So why did you
And
just ask him what he likes about you?
well, he always said what he liked about me.
Okay, so
And so he withheld what he didn't like.
Okay, so
until it became apparent to me
you know,
that because he kept like bringing it up, but low key.
uh-huh.
I'm like, don't low key do it because he would get into his funk and then he would not talk and then he
Okay.
would like do all kinds of stuff. I'm like, listen,
He do
don't
he do
play.
he,
Just
he do the tourist thing, huh?
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, don't play. Just say what it is because
Mm,
it's obviously on your mind and it's been on your mind a lot. So
mhm,
just tell me what it is. You know what I'm saying? Just say it. He's like, nah. I'm like, I can take it. Just go ahead and say it.
mhm.
And so he did, and
And you
he
say you
rattled them off.
and you said what did you say? You said you could
I
take it,
could
right?
take it,
Yeah.
and he rattled
Uh,
them off.
that's the wrong thing to say to a man.
And
I can take it.
yes, and
Yeah.
he said it, and then when I turned around,
Mhm.
because I went in the room
Mhm.
to cry, I didn't want him to see me cry,
Mhm.
and he followed me,
Mhm.
and he said, "Why are you crying?"
Mhm.
So I'm like, "Just leave me alone for a minute. I'll be okay. Just let it be." He like,
Mhm.
"No, you said you could take it, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
finish."
yeah,
He
yeah.
did.
You
He
said
followed
you
me to
did.
finish.
Yeah, yeah. To
He
finish
followed me
it.
to finish it. He was like, "No, you said you could say I'm gonna tell you all the stuff I don't like about you, and this is what I." And he rattled them off too, and all of them were true.
Mhm. Yeah, of course.
They were
You.
completely indefensible, but they were also completely just my personality. So there was nothing I could do to change them.
No. But he accepted. You got to accept the warts, okay?
See, I just
And,
never
and
understood that.
ain't no woman. There's no woman that's perfect. So there's always gonna be some warts.
I never understood that. You ask us, but then you get upset. And women always tell me,
No,
I want a guy I can communicate with. No, you don't.
shit.
No, you
I
Yeah.
don't.
think we communicated quite well because most
I
of the
mean,
stuff he told me, he could
Mm,
tell me, and I would
mm,
take it.
Yeah,
So
Kendra,
that's why he
baby.
was so comfortable with it.
but that's how come we call you a unicorn.
Kendra, baby, you are special and a
Mm.
unicorn.
Yeah, but until like you said, he went past them three, and you got that tissue, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Hmm.
I
That's
said
why it's like,
that's what I telling Charles. Charles wasn't keeping it funky. He only gave three because it's only all she can take. Okay,
because
you
if
start
I
right.
could demoralize a motherfucker if I choose to. Like,
Oh
and
yeah.
people would be like, well, but why do you think I'm so arrogant? I said, okay. I'll tell people this is what I'll do. Don't believe me. I'm like Raymond Rainbow. Read it yourself. Go out there and look how people view you. Are you cordial or you mean mugging all the goddamn time? Well, was I in my zone? No, no, no. That the fucker zone. That's how you are. And then they get mad with you. Like I've never understood when black women tell me they want honesty. I said, shut the fuck up. That's my reaction. Shut the fuck. They be like, why are you saying so mean to me? Because you don't want it. You just want a guy that basically you think is honest. No, you don't. You there's a reason why men have to be your protectors. And oh yeah, by the way, she said I don't need a protector.
Okay.
And
All right. Now she don't. Okay.
okay. I said
She.
okay. Hmm. I said, but yet if we're driving in the car, I'm changing the tire, right? She's like, right. At least I'm gonna hold the umbrella if it's raining.
Oh.
I said, you baffled motherfuckers.
Oh, women, black women.
God, can't. In the words of Al Bundy, can't leave them, can't live with them.
Yeah.
I've,
Black women.
I've
But
always been the one that was tested. I never did any testing.
come on, Charlie. Everybody does chess. Come on.
Well, you have to give me some better examples because I've never done anything that I
I mean,
know of.
well,
I agree.
you might okay. You're the type that probably that sits back and looks and watch.
Okay.
You got your checklist, okay, and
Uh-huh.
you would see a lot of black women will stop a guy from doing some certain things, right? Because she doesn't like it. Okay, you won't say anything. You won't stop him
Mhm.
from doing it. What you do is see. You're like me. I'm gonna see how far you gonna think you can get away with this, even though I'm sitting back looking,
Okay.
and you're gonna check that list. So that, in essence, is your shit test. Even though the thing is, you're not causing a situation. You're allowing it to happen. You're gonna
Oh,
put
so
you're gonna put him in a situation and see how he reacts.
oh, okay.
You're not gonna say anything. In other words, you're not gonna cause it. You're not gonna cause a stir. You're not gonna cause a push him, push his buttons or anything like that. You're just gonna put him in a situation, just like a scientist. Put him in his natural habitat. Let's see if he chases the warthog. Okay. Oh well, he
Mhm.
chases the warthog. Let's see if he mates in his natural habitat. Okay, he does that. In other words, you actually gonna watch and observe. And at the end of the day, he's gonna come out and say, "You were being shit tested the whole time. You just didn't know it."
Mm.
I
Right,
like to
Char?
say something to Char.
Go ahead.
Shit.
Everybody does their shit test in their own way. You know, some people provoke and cause a situation. Some people like I'll just put you in a situation and just see how you react.
Yeah, I'll
And
do something like that.
and I might not say anything for I might not giving you pushback for like 3 or 4 months. It's not giving you pushback. Okay, okay, I'm gonna give her some ropes here. Some dogs will sit there and walk by your side. Some dogs, as soon as they think they have some freedom, they're gonna run as far as they can while you think your back is turned. And you know, well, let's just like can you say you didn't? I got away with this because you didn't say nothing. And Char's like that. Char actually does what men do. Well, you're taking the list, but the thing is, you're just not saying anything, and you're not letting the dude. You're not letting the dude know that he did something because you want to see how far is he going to take this, right? Right, Char? Right?
I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. The
Uh,
birthday girl thinking, huh?
no, we don't get her to think that hard. Normally, it's yes or no. So basically, we're pretty close to the mark.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am one. I do just observe, but I'm trying to see any. I'm just trying to point out something. I'm trying to figure out.
Have you been in a relationship and you have deal breakers and maybe the guy doesn't know that they're deal breakers? You just want to see if he's gonna hit them.
I pretty much tell you right in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
lying to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I warn you about stealing too.
Mm-hmm.
And those pretty much my opening liners. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm saying there's other lesser charges that are there not.
I'm pretty sure there is.
So in other words, you have people that are confrontational. You have people that sit back and observe. Every shit test isn't saying I'm the kind of I'm not confrontational because really if you are active, basically you can basically cause a woman to conform to whatever at least while you're looking at her, conform to what you want because you're constantly on her. And if she wants to be around you, she will conform.
Okay.
But the thing is, if you're not on her, what is she gonna do? She gonna be like a little kid. Oh, well, daddy's not looking. What can I do while
Hmm.
daddy's not looking?
Okay.
And your biggest thing, I'm sure, Char, the way you are, your biggest thing is trust, right?
Yeah,
So you,
trust. And I
so you,
hate arguing too. I don't
mhm.
like all that. Yeah.
And the guy might argue with you. You might date a guy, say what, a month or maybe even a little more. He's argumentative, and you might not even say anything, right?
Yeah, but I pretty much don't last past 3 weeks with that type of person. So,
Yeah, that's the shit
yeah.
test.
Oh, okay.
In other words, you say, how long is he gonna go on with this? And you say, okay, well, it's been a week, he's still doing it. It's been 2 weeks, he's still doing it. And then after the third week, it's like, okay, we're done. And he asks, why are we done? Right? What's wrong, right?
Well,
So
I'm
what?
pretty sure I did tell the guy I don't see the point of arguing. That's not going to change her mind. So
Mm-hmm.
I did say something before I
Yeah,
ended it.
yeah. Before you ended it, but he'd already flunked the shit test before, didn't he? Before that, right?
Uh, yeah, I would
Yeah,
say yeah.
you did. That's a shit test.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. It's
Mm-hmm.
just not. It's just not open. You're not letting him know that this is a shit test.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Some women would actually shit test you where you really know it's a shit test. Or some
See,
people.
Char,
Yeah.
see, Char too smooth. You know, she
Yeah.
got that Anita Baker flow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she like like She that's what she's saying. When she says that, she done.
Yeah. 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 And then you say, well, what can I do to make it up? She says, no,
Yeah, there's nothing.
there's nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
No, you can't give me no shrimping, no grits and
Yeah.
shrimp, none of that. No good fried. No. You can't take me to the park. No.
Yeah.
And she'll let you down real easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like no.
That's
I think I like she's so corporate with her shit.
Mm-hmm.
We wish you well on your future endeavors. She's so corporate with her shit. Like
we'll give you a good line on your resume on the way.
give you a good line on your resume. Oh, he good, girl. He good.
Yeah.
You know, she's like that. She's like that job. Like, is there anything you need? Well, we got to let you go. Yeah, my fucking job back. You know?
Your lunch and your last paycheck are in the box on the way out.
And she's like, but when you go, leave that wine you just bought here too.
He probably serving him coffee while she get reading him the rights. Okay, would you like to drink coffee, water,
coffee, tea, wine?
Well, I like to make them comfortable, you know.
So yeah, that in essence is a shit test. It's not always outward or vocal or obvious.
Oh, okay. I thought I was trying to think of something when Kendra had her live stream. And the only thing I was able to think of is with my ex, it was this guy, he was touching me. We were in a club and he was touching me, and I made the situation a bit more than it was just to see what my guy would do.
Oh, okay. That's a shit test.
But that's the only thing I recall ever doing something on purpose. Okay.
See, you just got a different shit test about you. Okay, that's just.
Yeah, my baby mama, she used to do that all the time because she dark with a big behind. So, and we go to a crowd. We go into a party. You go to a club, and with a crowd of people, said these people touching me with my ass. I said, girl, we walking through a crowd. Okay. There's nothing I can do about it. You want to walk through this crowd, get your ass touched, there's nothing I can do about that. Okay. Like 100 people, we trying to squeeze through. So if they cop a feel on the way back, there's nothing I can do about it. Because you didn't even see who touched you.
Yeah. I'd be like, girl, that's just good luck to giving you, girl. That's good luck. You know, it's one of those things like, you know, women want to make sure that they have like a lot of protection, a lot of guys. And they don't understand how men protect differently than what they really think. We could slay a bunch of dragons, but you know, we just lay back. We like, look, do I really gotta fight this motherfucker because you said some dumb shit? Let's just think about it. But she's supposed to protect me. He's supposed to be my man.
No. If you were my woman, I might get in that fight. But she get in that car if you ever do that shit again.
I actually did that once. You ever did? Like she like, even though that's the reason why I can't get rid of another woman who will not be named. I'm being frank with you, ladies.
Oh, he's okay. He's got to answer. He must be at work.
I'm actually off to the 13th.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, that's right. You got the kids over because it's his birthday.
Yeah.
You had the barbecue?
Tomorrow, you know, bring like catch dogs and porcupines and
that's
shit.
Right. You guys flooding out and everything.
Oh yeah, that was funny. We actually had a patrol car flooded.
Yeah. Oh shit. We have fires and shit all over the place. You guys got all the rain.
I could deal with floods, but fires, like it's like how the hell, like it's like some nigga with heat vision out that bitch. Like no, I can't deal with that. Like, we got brush fires. It's so damn hot that it just spontaneously combust. Like what the hell?
Yeah, sometimes it does get that hot where it will where the brush gets so dry.
Damn, like you know that is a fucked up town. Fuck that. Like, oh, we got crime here. Nigga, we got spontaneously combusting fucking brushes.
Yeah. Yeah, it burned out whole neighborhoods. So they're still trying to get it contained.
Damn.
Yeah. When we talk about Char, we kicked the chair though. We talking about Char and her shit test. What kind of shit test do you run, Bridget? Since you
Hold on, I'm typing. Hold on.
oh okay.
No, Char said something in the chat. She was saying that my rule is to never hurt a man's ego. He must be in good shape for the next woman.
Oh, that's kind of her.
That's
good.
Yeah, because you messed that, you damaged that. You know, life goes on for that guy. So to do something to his ego, it's going to mess him up. And we're good at that. We know, their secrets, what they're, you know, we know a lot about that we're dating. So to do that, I just think is terrible.
Well, that's because most black women don't want you to go on to the next girl.
They want you to stay with them. They want,
yeah, but they want you. They want to go on, but they don't want you to go on.
So they want to demoralize you. See, Char is so corporate and so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
She giving you like a bag of cookies and some tea on your way. And wish you well. Here's a good mark on your resume. You good, nigga. She like, on your way out, she giving you the Wakanda Forever sign. You don't know if you feel so good about the breakup, you skipping.
Yeah. And you think every black woman's like that? They probably have a whole bunch of women talk about who's that goddamn Char that these guys.
I must.
Yeah, he always talk about Char Willie. Who's that? Char Willie. Like one of my girlfriends. Yeah, talk about her.
Oh my God! I can tell you. If this ever happened to you, they pull up pictures of your old ex-girlfriend and they just got mad. Like they used to. Like I had one girlfriend who used to like. She tried to pick with me about her ex-boyfriend, and she saw one of my exes in a picture. She and I, and man, she got so pissed.
Yeah,
because it hurt her too.
Yeah, because she thought she was at a higher level than she actually was. Because when a woman looks at you, she actually puts you in a category, right? And 9 times out of 10. Most women, if she's a 5 or above, she's not going to step to you unless she thinks that she's at or above your level. And sometimes if she sees a girlfriend, she puts you at a certain level, she thinks that you can't get a woman above that. And if she sees a woman that you've actually gotten in the past is above where she is, she's going to get mad.
So she's going to get furious.
She's gonna get mad. In fact, the girl, my fiance, the one that looked like Pam Grier, I do not have one existing picture of her. Not one. All torn up. All torn up. Amongst like 3-4 girlfriends after her.
Damn.
They all tear them up.
Wow. I've actually had women that I had to tell some women at work when I'm playing with them. They're like, you're not my type. I said, shorty, I've dated women that'll make you commit suicide. Please stop.
Why do you tell them that, man? You demoralize them like that.
I was being nice.
No, you weren't.
The first time.
No, you weren't. You went for come on, man. You gutted them right then and there by saying that shit. You knew it.
Okay, I did twist the knife and look them in the eye and say, I did it, bitch.
Yeah, you did. Walk right up to him and shanked him and said, now what?
And then she like, that's mean.
Yeah.
I said, well, I wasn't going for nice, motherfucker.
Yeah, you got it there.
I said, stop thinking that you're the best thing I ever saw.
And well, she wasn't being nice either, but man, you just gutted her, man. Said, okay, she slapped you and you gutted her. That's not, yeah, you knew. And then said, I was being saying same thing. Women say, I was being nice. No, you wasn't.
No, you wasn't. You motherfucker.
Motherfucker, you know you wasn't.
I love you, and I love my black women. I just wish y'all just become a little cordial and nice, man. Like just smile. Like I can't stand.
It would probably take us a generation just to get used to it. If black women all of a sudden became nice and cordial.
You're like, what's your angle?
Yeah, I would too. Black woman walk up to me and start being nice and said, for no reason.
It's like It's like when I
She
hear
said, is this a home invasion robbery or something?
yeah, like I think like shit. My Bible is in my left pocket. You know, slowly I'm gonna pull my gun out. Just make sure. But it's like it's funny. That's why it's always a pleasure to come on the women's hangout because I'm not used to cordial women who just keep it real and don't put themselves in a personal box.
Well, yeah, it's been a process. It's been a process. But the thing is, we on this panel we had to make sure that it was safe for women to be honest and real, and I've defended that because a lot of guys have come on here and they've gotten upset because women are honest and real. And I tell, yeah, go ahead.
That's because they have more balls than the individuals who challenged them.
Well, I think they're not used to it, and especially from black women. And I tell them that I said, if you're not used to women being honest, this ain't the place for you. Because I've worked too hard to establish a like a forum where women can actually tell exactly what it is they feel. Even Bridget has actually gone through the process because she's like,
well, anyway, I do have to, I guess, take you guys' word for it because I don't be around a lot of women. So, I mean, this thing about black women being mean and nasty, this and that, I was really shocked to hear that.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's probably why you're not around a lot of women.
Have you ever noticed y'all the only creature that can't be friends with your own gender a lot? Like I've always noticed that. I was like, I think, like when I was in my naive days, I was like, I thought y'all get along so well.
Not at all.
That is the funniest thing to me. I don't hang around women. I said, what? Just wait a minute. So how does that make sense? But the thing is, to see women be friends is it's odd. I mean, that's not odd, but it's odd how they negotiate things. They're friends, but they're competitors at the same time.
Yeah,
it's kind of strange.
Like when I be hearing some of these stories, I'd be like, "Sweet Jesus! Like I thought you ladies were friends."
I think that there's one or two that are ride or die that you might there's a code with, but I think women have a lot more associates than friends.
That is correct.
Well, I just felt it was my lifestyle. I mean, because one lifestyle that I lead, my job is a man's job. I work around a lot of men. I don't work around a lot of women. So you're working 6, sometimes 7 days a week.
Okay.
That's all you see, you know. And just like I have a best friend, we've been best friends since like high school. So it's not like I'm meeting new people. That's something we established a long time ago. I mean, when I was younger, we used to, I used to go out with a group of girls. We had a group, that we hang, you could say girls' night out or whatever. But as I got older, and had kids and all this, don't have the type of time. I mean, I don't.
Well, see, if you round a bunch, but dudes just, if you're in a circle of guys, just ask them about them. If you're in a circle of black dudes, ask them, are black women mean?
I mean, they have said that, but I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting to hear that. I never would have known had I not heard it.
well, because you don't actually exhibit that behavior. Probably because you're used to being around guys, so you know how to deal with guys because it's all you're around. So guys are basically just other human beings to you. They're not, you might be interested in one over the other, but basically they're guys.
Yeah,
and they're not objects. For most women, guys are not guys; they're objects.
That's interesting. Objects.
Yeah. Well, basically, yeah, they're objects.
Lift this, put that there, fix this, fuck that. Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, literally that. Yeah. A lot of times they look at you. What do I need him for? I remember this was just recently. At one of my videos, I said a woman that's looking to mate with a guy looks at him as a series of body parts, right? And it's just recently. I think it was my grandson's. He graduated from kindergarten. My ex was over, right? And we're talking about the kids. and she was naming the body parts that she wanted. Well, I wanted your legs, and I wanted your eyes, and I wanted this, that, and the other from you, and I got it. He's talking about talking about my girls.
Mm.
And I said, just a series of body parts.
Hmm.
I wanted these genes from you.
That's how it was for my son's mother. Like she was like, oh, they're gonna get the height from my side of the family. They're gonna get like the muscle structure from yours.
Women think like that. How am the ingredients I need to make this baby?
Hmm. Like, yeah, he's gonna be a tall boy.
He's gonna,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, yeah.
His grandmother's like about 6'1".
Oh, okay. Oh,
But
yeah. Oh, so he might be one of them giants then. Huh?
not my mother. My mother's 5 foot.
I'm
His
talking about
other
I'm talking about on the other side. Yeah.
and his uncle is like what 6'5", 6'7".
Okay. What size shoe does he have?
My son,
Mhm.
Jesus, he'll get my shoe size. I wear a 12.
Okay. At 11. Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna be tall.
I'm gonna be
You wear a
tall.
12?
Yes, the rumors are true.
Oh my, my son was 11 and a half.
He's what? He's
He
what?
wears 11 and a half.
Oh yeah. He's gonna be tall. Was his dad tall?
No.
Oh, really? Okay. How about on your side of the family?
We skipped a generation.
I mean, I'm not talking about just him. I'm talking about his family.
Oh, his brothers are, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he wasn't a series of body parts. You actually liked the dude, huh?
At one time.
I just love how women. I love how women love. I love how women talk about men they don't deal with anymore. At one time,
Because and she knows I'm picking because I know the deal.
I like it how they talk about it. At one time.
Yeah, I remember I was dating my girlfriend in high school, right? And we talked about kids. She said, what do you want in kids? I said, I want twins, and that's it. Two kids, twins. She said the only thing she asked me was that's when you have a keeper. Well, twins don't run in my family, do they run in yours? In other words, I'll have twins for you. But I'm too young to know. I'm 17. Had I known what I know now, I said, okay, she's a keeper. She didn't see. She said, okay, if that's what you want, we'll figure it out. That's cooperative. If that's what you want, we'll figure it out.
I'll be like, damn. I wish I could find me some cooperative ladies, man.
She's cooperative in them size 44 she had. That was the.
You tell it on yourself, good sir.
Yeah. She's she was the only one. She's the only four I ever dated. She had four in the face, but she was 5'9" and boom, boom, boom. And she had like a 24-inch waist. Nothing but legs.
Oh shit! I gotta call.
She's nothing but legs and boobs. I mean, nothing but legs and boobs. So if
I've actually dated some women.
Yes, nobody ever made it to her face.
Damn. Jesus Christ!
They stopped. She's one that she couldn't wear tube tops. Remember, tube tops are popular back then. She couldn't wear one.
Damn. That's like trying to squeeze a watermelon in a shopping bag.
Them bad boys would pop out. She couldn't wear tube tops. She tried it once.
Damn. See, I'm an opposite guy. You're a breast guy. I'm an ass guy, man.
Nah, she didn't have a big one of those. But she.
And more ass on that last. Jesus.
That was baby mama. She had ass for days.
Like I had this one girl where I had to help her into her jeans. We'll wake up and she needed me to hold her jeans, and she's like, I'm like, dude, like I gotta elbow that shit down in the pants.
You're a mess.
Was that a skinny elbow?
I know what you mean.
Just had to elbow that motherfucker in there. Get in there. I mean, her waist was the size of a goddamn quarter. And I'm like, walking down the street with her, everybody looking.
I know the feeling.
And they're like, yo, that's you. Yeah. You lucky motherfucker. And I learned this one lesson that my father taught me. He said, show me a fine female and I'll show you a guy who was sick of her shit.
Oh, yeah. Story of my life. Story of my life. What can I tell
Beautiful
you?
woman.
Hmm.
Beautiful woman, but we just had some issues.
Like I said, you're attracted to what's outside, but inside is what keeps you there more than anything else.
Oh man, A. Neil said if Leslie Jones and Shaq together would have like battling for supremacy if they had kids together.
Well, final words, anyone? It's time to wrap up.
This is like just a rap session. Nothing serious. Huh?
It was good.
It was great, actually.
Bridget was in the chair. I didn't think she would actually sit in it. I don't think she had much choice.
Thank you for being
Well,
brave, Bridget.
one day we're gonna get Janelle in the chair and see what happens.
It depends on the topic.
Janelle.
Ooh, Janelle, where are you from?
The Virgin Islands.
Mm. When I left there, they were just called the islands.
Oh my goodness.
Land,
Did
You
land.
know what? And on that note, Mamba.
I was wondering where y'all got the joke. I was wondering.
My God.
Thought breaker came and went, huh?
Mhm.
Thunderstorm. Sometimes you got to do like a thunderstorm. You
Roll
fuck
right.
shit up. You fuck shit up and leave it wet.
Leave a wake, huh?
All right, I'm gonna turn it in, man. This was a good chop up. I gotta roll.
All right,
I'll
you
talk
sound
to y'all
sleepy.
later.
All
Thank
right,
Ready,
then.
ladies.
All right.
Always a pleasure.
DJ Fish Grease signing off.
You know, I get my second win, and then that'll last until ungodly hour, and then I go to sleep.
Bye, Kendra.
Bye, y'all.
Ooh.
Good night.
Good night,
And thank
everyone.
you, everyone, for coming. I appreciate your company.
Thanks for having us, Charm.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys next week. Don't forget to watch the movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
we can talk about it. I don't want to give it
Yes,
away.
definitely.
Always a pleasure, Char.
And thank you.
Yes. Charles.
Yes.
Good night.
So what? We didn't hear you.
I said thank you and good night.
You gotta say it in your sultry voice.
Let me stop laughing first. Thank you and good night.
Ooh,
You'll
like that.
get you. See, that's how come she had that baby.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm celebrating the birth of one today.
See, that's I was her daddy. See, that's the shit. That's where you
That's
fucked
that
up.
shit.
That's where you fucked up right there.
That's where you fucked
That's
up.
where you fucked up right there.
I'm already celebrating the birth of one child. Don't help me create another.
Uh-huh. That's uh-huh.
Oh boy, you ladies are a mess.
Well, I think last week was real heavy, so I think this is light. So that's probably really good.
Yeah. A balance.
Bye, Janelle.
Take care, guys. See you next week.
Yeah. Oh, next week you coming back? Really? Okay.
Come on, Janelle. You got to say it in your sultry voice.
She from months. I thought we started to put you on a milk carton.
Come on, Janelle. I know you can do it.
Good night, gentlemen, and Bridget and Char. I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
So, Char, what you gonna do for your birthday?
Take care.
Had a little party. Couple friends, one-on-one. Went and had a little drinking, a little chatting, and hung out just a little bit. I'm not done though.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have fun, Char.
I've had fun, and I'm going to have fun.
That's good. That's good.
The train is still rolling, huh?
Yes.
Char, don't forget, Char, leave your worries behind. Don't mind.
All right, I will do.
Take care.
Good night, everyone.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Mm.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Peace.